that. Also used to work at Rooster Teeth, which really adds up, actually. That's not surprising at all. This guy, Andy Cortez, writes, some Asmongold fans came into our YouTube chat because we liked mixtape.
Shouldn't have done it.
I promise you, we don't care that you hate our content, lol. If someone said, KF sucks. Also, I watch a racist, rotting subhuman that's ugly as heck talk for hours a day. Dude, good. LMAO. Stay away from us.
This is the guy that today was trying to farm sympathy because my viewers were mean to him. This is the exact same guy. He has no problem insulting me, trying to like bring my life into it, bring my personal appearance into it, everything like that. And then he wants to act like a victim because somebody called him a mean word. What a little rat.
Stay away from us, please. I'm laughing at the end because I could already imagine, like, as this dude's typing it out, it's literally the meme with, like, the mask in front. Yeah. Like, I'm not mad. He's, like, seething behind the mask.
Of course he's
So
mad.
they were doing their show, KF meaning kind of funny. They're doing their show. They get some people that are trolling them. Apparently, they're Asmongold fans. I don't know if that's confirmed or not. That's what they're saying,
probably
though.
were.
And then he wants to tweet about it. He rages on Twitter, tags Asmongold, also ends up locking the responses as well. And let's take a look at some of the clips from the show. But first, I've had Asmon's response on screen. I know I've been blocking it the whole time. Thank you for your patience. Here we go. Let's take a look. Asmon goes on to write, if you tag me in a post like this, it lets me reply, by the way. I know when you make a post with limited replies, the intent is to create a safe space where no one can be mean to you, so I thought you should know. If you need any more Twitter or YouTube advice, feel free to ask. Well, it seems like
he took my advice, by the way. He did. He took my advice because his recent post that he made about me, he didn't tag me. He made another hate post about me, and you can see that I'm not tagged.
like Andy Cortez didn't like this response. He didn't like the offer.
He's luring.
Oh, by the way, check out this immense ratio. This is crazy. Asmon got 52,000 likes. Andy Cortez initial tweet, 5,700 likes.
Because nobody likes people like Andy. That's why nobody watches him. That's nobody likes you. Like you're obnoxious, you're nasty, you're unlikable, you're weird. I think that also you don't like good video. You like mixtape. That's cringe. Who the fuck likes mixtape?
And it only gets worse from there. Because as mentioned, Andy Cortez wasn't happy with Asmon's response. He actually made not just one, not just two, but three responses.
I didn't even read these. Oh. This is the first time I'm seeing this. I thought it was only one.
The first one with 3,600 likes
the first time
reads,
I've seen it.
You replying isn't the problem. It's your fans that shout out every racist/homophobic slur in the book.
As if that's somehow worse than you insulting my appearance and calling me ugly. No, I don't think that there's any sort of like, oh no, you're going to call me all these names, but oh no, they can't say that to you because now you're the victim. No, it's not how it works. Too bad. You shouldn't have been talking shit.
You allow them to exist in your community because you're racist and you love them being there. They're the backbone of your career, and I'm just avoiding them wherever I can. Then he says so many slurs in the replies and DMs from the racist cockroach. And his
There aren't any replies, you idiot. You locked them.
Racist fans, lol. Yeah, there's the mask again. You won't say these slurs because you're scared to do it. Weird that you wouldn't reply to me pointing out that...
You won't say the N-word or call me this because you're too effing scared, but you know they'll do it? Well, why would I call him the N-word? Why would I do that? Does he want me to call him the N-word? I mean, like, I don't get it. I mean, like, it's not even... It's not even applicable, right? I mean, like, what are we doing? What a weirdo.
You're totally accepting of all these racists in your community. Why is that? And then the final tweet says, I worded that incorrectly. Asmund Gold
spelled it wrong.
Wasn't in my DMs and replies. Just his worshippers. But why would someone be so welcoming of so many racists in their fan base?
By the way, I've never even talked about somebody being racist or whatever. Like, I don't really... So whenever you farm hate on somebody and then you want to say that they're being racist back to you, I really don't give a shit. I don't, because you decided to attack me. And actually, that's not true. I attacked you. But then you attacked me back. I don't care. I'm not responsible for what other people say. I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm a victim. You had no problem insulting me on a on a personal level. You decided to get personal, but then when people got personal to you, you think that you can play the victim card because you're calling what they said racist. That's not how it works to me. I don't give a fuck. You shouldn't have been talking shit.
Going to return to all of that.
This is the definition of a crybaby.
Let's get some more context, though. This seems to be what got this guy criticized to begin with recently. On May 7th, Kind of Funny tweeted this.
This is so pathetic.
Mixtape is a masterpiece.
Please.
Yeah, already that's
crazy.
laughable.
It seems
we
like
also
some
have
of the only things women...
48-second long clip to go along with
This
it.
is so sad.
This is going to be good. Let's take a look.
You start this game up, and immediately, I'm just infatuated with it. Pretty soon...
Oh my gosh, dude. Actually face palming.
Soon you won't be listening to music. You'll be listening to who you were. And that, I just got chills saying it.
Oh my gosh. I don't like pausing when I react to stuff. I don't like pausing like a lot. I try to let the clips play for a while, but
this is the most cringe thing that I've heard about this game. Wow.
I gotta dial it back and like play that back. Hold on a second.
Wow.
Did they really just say that?
You start this game up, and immediately, I'm just infatuated with it. Pretty soon you won't be listening to music. You'll be listening to who you were. And that, I just got chills saying it.
That might actually be the cringiest thing I've ever heard anyone say about Mixtape. And there's been a lot of cringe about this game.
It's the worst.
I'm infatuated. Soon, you're not going to listen to music. You're going to listen to who you were. Dude, what is this? I'm 14 and this is deep, except these are grown men.
This guy's like,
he's
got to be at
you're
least 30.
Getting chills.
Has to be at
you're
least
getting
30,
chills.
dude.
It's like the freaking IGN guy who was like the Miles Morales thing.
The way he leaps off of rooftops and flips backwards to face the camera before falling into a headfirst dive is just full of the exaggerated swagger of a black teen. It gives me goosebumps every time he does it.
What is wrong?
And I'm the one that's racist. And they call me racist. That's insane. It's wow.
With these people.
I'm racist.
You set in, and that is the thesis statement of this video game. I can't say it's anything but a masterpiece. This to me is a 10 out of 10 on the Kind of Funny scale.
This is a 10 out of 10. This is a masterpiece. This is a game that I don't know if there's ever been a game I've played that I'm like, I could recommend this to anybody.
There is a level of something there in the subject matter.
How is this not a parody? How is this not a bit?
I thought this was a joke. I thought it was a joke too.
They're like actually serious about this.
And by the way, the only guy that's mad about this on Twitter isn't even on the panel. Like, it was just another random guy.
Weirdly isn't for me. Like, I'm not connecting with it on as deep of a level as you guys, and it might be era, it might be age, it might be like I did not grow up as a white kid in the 90s, right? That said, I still think it's a very special game that I recommend to anybody.
For the record, most white kids that grew up in the 90s hate this game too. This game had like a concurrent player count of 2K. Excuse me, 2.2K. All right, I'll give them the extra 200. They need that 10%.
This game is the best example of white privilege that's ever been created. For all of the memes and everything else, this game is the perfect crystallization and the perfect metaphor for white privilege.
Let me rephrase that a little bit too. I could phrase that better, because most people who are white kids in the 90s, they don't even know that this game exists. of the ones that do,
yeah, because they're probably fucking old going to doctor's appointments.
They don't like this game. That's why almost no one bought this game. Almost no one's playing this game. Of the people that even know that it's a thing, they don't even want it either. But then you have these corporate shills, these corporate journalists, and their buddies, not just saying that they like the game. They're not saying like, hey, the game was pretty good. No, they're saying this is a 10 out of 10.
I gave it a 6.
They're saying that it's like infatuating and it's so deep and all this other really cringe stuff. And that takes us to the second clip. They got a response here that says, kinda corporate games.
Oh, did I see this? I don't know if I even saw this before. Bro, stop attacking me. I need those appointments. I'm old. It's okay. I might have to go to the doctor, too. So I haven't been to the doctor in like 2 years to get a prescription refill. But I don't have to worry about that today. The only thing I got to worry about today is talking shit on the internet. So let's get back to it. I get a drink.
Drops yet another video game hot take. Quote, mixtape is a masterpiece, referring to the clip that we just saw, of course. But they include another clip, 16-second long clip here, where they're saying, like, Dragon Age the Veilguard is a great video game. Of course they would. Of course they would say that.
Number 9. Dragon Age the Veilguard.
Timothy.
Hit me.
Dragon Age the Veilguard is a great video game.
Oh my gosh, dude. Everything about that.
I played Dragon Age the Veilguard. I did. I played the game. It sucked dick. It sucked absolute dick. There was like 1 or 2 good parts of the game. Dude, a 9? Are you kidding me? You've got to be retarded to think that.
They're clapping, the music, the ending there. It's a great video game, and it was like literally trash.
It's not there.
Literal trash game.
Why do you care about their opinions if you think that they're what's implied there? Are their opinions bad or are they shills? I think that people like this are cancerous to the gaming community because they want to interject their weird, deranged, and unpopular ideology and identities into video games. They want to use video games to be enforcement mechanisms for those identities and ideologies. And I want to make things as unwelcoming as possible for people like that because I view them as an invasive species. I'm sure these people grew up playing video games. I don't think that they're posers, but they are an invasive species to the larger group of people that want to just simply play video games that are agnostic from social issues and agnostic from weird performative millennial statements.
Once again, it's uncanny how like every clip of these people seems like it would be a parody. If they were doing a bit, this would actually be pretty damn good. This would be pretty hilarious, but they're once again, sorry to sound like a broken record, but they're serious. Actually, I think that's Andy Cortez right there, the guy that was just arguing with Asmongold, right there on the far right of the table. So kind of funny, by the way, is a company founded in 2013. These guys apparently regularly get criticism for takes like we've seen in this video, for being corporate shills. But Andy Cortez wants to say that Asmongold's fans are sending all this nasty stuff to him and that Asmongold is somehow responsible for this. He wants Asmongold to be the internet police. Well, of course, that's not Asmon's job. He is not the internet police. I doubt he wants to be. And then on top of that...
I do, actually. I do. I think the FBI needs to... I'll put all these Redditors in jail. Make a new Guantanamo Bay. Put them in a camp. I do. I'm waiting for the call. Whenever they're ready to take things seriously, I'll be there.
People, of course, are going to be skeptical if this even happens.
I mean,
people in companies like this that get criticized for being corporate shills in the past, they have been caught over and over again lying about this stuff or even showing the messages, but it turns out they're fabricated literally by them or their friends on burner accounts. And then on occasion, when we've seen that these sort of messages are actually real, like definitely verified, well, it's always like...
I don't care about that at all. Somebody sends you a mean message, it's not my fucking fault. I didn't say it. The entire premise of this is, I don't even engage with the premise. Oh, somebody was mean to you? Suck it the fuck up. Delete your account if it's hurting your feelings. Too bad. Like, do you know how many people are mean to me? Do you think that making negative comments and posts about me don't affect me? Do you think that they don't get other people to attack me? Of course they do. but you want to act like you have some kind of monopoly over it because they used a special word? Get the fuck out of here. I get death threats all the time. That's the way it is. Get used to it. You know, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. That's what I think. Too bad. Shouldn't have been talking shit.
A fringe example. It's like a few cherry-picked comments that they then try to use to misrepresent all the criticism that they've been getting because, again, they have like no response to this stuff. It's a desperate tactic from an overused playbook that we're all familiar with. And lastly, whether this stuff happened or didn't happen, it's either way, once again, not Asmon's job to be the internet police. And it's odd that Andy Cortez, this grown man, bro's probably well into his 40s, wants to go on Twitter.com looking like a literal Karen. Weird stuff. I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think. Thank you for tuning in.
We've been packing up a lot of them recently, haven't we? We really have. There's been a lot of these people, like all these weirdos recently that have been causing problems. Like, and all I'm doing is just sitting here on my computer. That's all I'm doing. All I'm doing is sitting here on my motherfucking computer doing a bunch of nothing. Yeah, send them to Sarkeesians? Yeah, exactly. A dude's retarded as fuck. I know. It's just embarrassing for me to see people that do this, man. It really is. They keep coming. They do. And I don't even really see why. I'm just trying to play video games. But for some reason, people don't want to deal with that. They don't want to see that. And they go and they make up a bunch of bullshit like this. Talking about Nina Lynn? I sure did. I thought that shit was fucking hilarious. I'm glad to see it. I'm very glad.
women are going for is going for broke. Let's get off into this. Rich girl gets credit card declined at a luxury store.
It says that this card declined. Would you like to use it? It's my dad's card.
Hello? This is going to be a big wake-up moment.
Are you?
All of your cards are canceled.
Are you kidding?
$11,000 on Ubers and iced coffee. I don't even know how.
11 grand on Ubers and iced coffee? What are you taking? A freaking Uber helicopter?
That's possible.
You're literally dad?
Hi, your Uber chopper has arrived.
Stop! She's the sales associate. You need to give her a different card.
She's requested the store and anything else.
I don't know that we're hiring for this. Dad, I'm not working at a store, Dad. You are literally embarrassing me.
This is why I say women are children. With the Gucci cardigan, the Gucci purse. These women really just want dads.
Have to call Dr. Rossmore.
No one was right about you.
Oh my God. That's the world we're living in, though. That's why I say a lot of these women don't want to do... They don't want to commit to a man. They just want somebody to fund their lifestyle. And chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I believe if you're going to pay a woman's bill, she has to be committed to you. And she has to cook, clean, and do a lot of other things. Like, I'm not just going to fund your lifestyle to have fun and do nothing. I want the wifely duties done. First of all, I wouldn't pay for a girl's bills unless she a wife. I had a guy call me the other day. He called me on the hotline right here, which I'm going to move this up here. I don't like it down here. He called me on the hotline, and he was telling me he's paying another chick's bills that he's not even with.
This is
This interview so far has gotten a lot of people riled up. It's gotten a lot of people mad.
We are here with Jeff Bezos, the founder of Blue Origin, also, of course, founder of Amazon. It is great to see you. This is remarkable, by the way, just the scale of it.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it all morning. But of all the people that we could talk to about everything that's going on in the country right now, in the economy, AI, jobs, space, we want to talk to you. And there is so much to talk about. We're going to touch on that, policy, politics, and so much more. But one of the topics that I thought we should talk about, and maybe even start with, is these days it feels almost impossible to pick up a newspaper without reading a headline about wealth in America, about the billionaire class.
The billionaire class.
Wealth inequality and policy and everything else. And it's taken a uniquely critical turn, I think. And I'm so curious.
By the way, you have to understand the multiple levels of power moves that Jeff is exercising on this guy, okay? Number one,
we're even getting to everything else.
Like, number one, obviously he's totally mogging him by like wearing this like really tight shirt, and like he's obviously, in my opinion, on TRT. Like, I mean, this dude's huge for his age. And on top of that, he wanted to do the interview. Like, you think they don't have an office in this building? Of course they have an office in the building. But he wanted to do the interview on the warehouse floor. And that's so he could look like, you know, he's down there in the middle of it. And, you know, he could put that, you know, have that image come out there and everybody sees it on that, right? He
seems like some of the only things women are going for is going very traditional in my beliefs, though. So, like, I'm not about to pay your bills unless you're doing something for the home. I better have a hot plate. My house better be clean. My laundry better be done. And that's the agreement. And the thing is, Cass and I talked about that before she even quit her job. I'll say, hey, if you quit your job, this is what I expect now. And we were on the same page. So, yeah, that's what you got to do. You can't just pay for everything for these women, bro.
105 for today. 105 for these? Okay. Maybe it's 105. Please pay for your nails. You got free nails. I'm so excited.
Tell me why she looks like the fourth Alvin in the Chipmunks character. You know, it looks like somebody took an acorn and painted eyes, nose, and a mouth on it. Her forehead might be bigger than mine.
I love that for you. Right. You deserve it, girl. Let me see. I'll do it.
You deserve it, girl. No.
You're a liar!
Pay for your nails. I don't know why it's not working. Let's see.
Her nails look bad anyways.
There you go. And then it's probably just going to ask you if you want a tip. I don't know if it's like, oh, they declined. It's card declined. I'm sorry.
It's card declined. Try it again. Maybe
try again. He told you that the money's on there. I'm not trying to say that he doesn't.
He just said the money's... Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to reach out to him because that's not cool. I'm literally about to cut him off. How much is it, girl? Because
it's 105.
As she pulls out a wad of cash. Pulls out a wad of cash. How much is it, girl? Pay for your own nails. This is one thing I'll never understand in the modern dating market is that these women think that men should have to fund their entire lifestyle. Like, I should have to pay your nails, your rent, your... And the thing is, if women just admitted that they were prostitutes, it'd probably make life a whole lot easier. Because at least then I know what I'd be getting into. It's like, okay, this is merely transactional and this is what you want. Okay, cool. You know, but until then, like, you got to be upfront and honest of how this transaction's going down.
That card should decline. It's a little bit of money on there.
A little bit of money, but it declined. Insufficient funds.
I don't know, that income tax money gone.
So you mean to tell me that we broke? We not broke. I got college coming up. We can't be broke. Are you serious?
No, you're broke.
Stop looking at me. Say something.
I don't know what to tell you.
What are we gonna do?
Here's what a lot of men would do. Go ahead and get a job.
The first of the month. What are we gonna do?
I don't know. We gotta go with...
I can't buy nothing at the dollar store. The cheapest store in America. So
you know you're down bad when you can't even afford nothing at the dollar store.
You ain't doing too good.
Oh, so you telling me I'm not doing the best that I can do?
I'm just saying, like...
This is something I'll never understand. It's like why these broke women shame the people for being broke, but it's like, wait, you're broke as well. Like, you're also broke. What are you talking about? Like, trying to shame me for being broke. You're also broke. Go protect it incognito. You gotta get that, chat. Like, you gotta be smart, you know? Protect that data, you know? Because if you don't, you're cooked. But I'll never understand this. Women just going for broke. It seems like there's a concept that women just can't understand, and it's living below their means. Like, people purposefully live above their means all the time.
Spent all my universal credit on one item, and I'm so excited to show you what I've got. Let me show you. I got an iPhone 16 Pro Max. I'm shaking. I'm so excited.
Bro, she looks like she's an extra on Shrek. Shots fired! What is this, Fiona's like long lost cousin? What does this look?
Judge me, okay? I've had the 15 for ages, so I've definitely
Dude, these accents are thicker than cold peanut butter. I've had the 15 for ages, you know.
Did this for like over a year.
Shout out to all my Scottish and Irish and UK folk.
Now, oh my god, I'm so excited.
Upgrading a perfectly good phone just...
I mean, yeah, I don't understand that. Why do you need to upgrade a phone that's good? I don't know about you guys. I wait till the wheels fall off of my phone. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you're the same way. I wait till the wheels fall off. Like, every time I update, like, I think I had the 13, and then I upgraded to the 16. I upgrade, like, every 3 phones. I don't upgrade every time. Cass likes to, but that's just women.
In a good month, $9,000 at 20.
I feel so behind in life.
You make so much money,
dude. $9,000 at 20 is crazy. Chat, were any of you guys making $9,000 at 20? I don't know about you guys. That's a boatload of money. I was not even close to that. I was lucky to make $90 at 20. I was broke.
You know why you feel behind at your age? Because you're being a dumb piece of with your money.
I know, but
2 Jaguars at 19 and 20? That's stupid. I need you to recognize.
I understand.
I don't want to be mean.
But
okay, then get rid of it.
No, never.
Why?
I will have a Jaguar until the day I die.
You got it at which is a interest rate anyway.
Paying off 2 Jaguar.
Oh my God. She's the Jaguar queen. Not even the Tiger King. Good Lord, 2 Jags? Dude, I have 1 vehicle and I could afford 2.
That financial decision that you were going to make in life?
Getting a brand new car of the year that I couldn't afford at the time. It was a Kia Stinger.
You get the Stinger?
Yeah.
You couldn't afford a Kia Stinger?
Kia Stinger 2020. I couldn't afford it at the time, but I just wanted to get it because, you know, to look cool and stuff. But
what was that monthly car payment looking like?
It was, at the time, because I didn't put anything down, but I had good credit. Yeah. So it was about like $650 a month.
$650 for a Kia Stinger? Oh my God.
At the time, that was out of like my price range, but but now, like,
how much was it with insurance? You gotta get full coverage, right?
Yeah, full coverage. It was about like a grand.
For insurance?
No, like altogether, like yeah.
He knew he couldn't afford.
Bro, what? How bad is your driving record if your insurance is like $350 a month? What?
Pay for it in cash means you can't afford it. The best advice I got, put that credit card away, rip it up, throw it away.
Why not?
Because you're going to be broke by the time you're 40, paying all those...
Okay, he had me in the first half. I don't agree with that. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I agree paying everything for credit card, paying everything with a credit card that you possibly can, but here's the catch. If you can't buy it twice, don't buy it. You can't afford it. If you can't buy it twice. That's been my whole... Or even 3 times, you want to push it. So like a $100 pair of shoes, if you can't afford to spend $200 on a pair of shoes, you can't afford it. Put it on credit, but immediately pay it off. That's what I do. Like, I pay off my credit card every other day, and that's why my credit shot up by like 80 points in a year, is because I paid off, you know, I pay off everything pretty much immediately.
A lot of money to impress people you will never meet with your car. And the stupid thing loses 60 to 70% of its value when you buy a new one in the first 4 years that you drive it.
That's why I don't buy, I lease. Chad, do you buy cars or do you lease cars? Let me know in the comments.
So you turn $30,000 into $11,000 and then scratch your head and wonder why you can't get ahead financially.
Trying to impress strangers.
I mean, yeah, what is it? We buy things that we don't need for people that we don't like, to impress people we don't know or don't like or something like that.
$40,000 a year, but you drive a Hellcat.
The Hellcat's like 80.
How you out every weekend buying drinks, but your credit card's maxed out?
Bro, people do it. I got a buddy that he was like about to get engaged, and he spent 15 bands on a freaking ring, dude. 15 bands on a ring. Did he have 15 bands in cash? He did not. He had to put it on credit card, and now he's not even with that girl anymore. You know how much I spent? $1,500, and it was a family ring. When it's time to go on another trip, then complain that we're broke. What is that?
Yeah, I'm sure they had
girl mathing to bankruptcy. Dude, you'd be surprised. A lot of people have filed bankruptcy. I was surprised at how common it is. But people do it all the time. My biggest financial mistake. What do we got?
Financial mistakes is being a victim to lifestyle creep. I am a victim, and this is such a painful learning experience. Graduated in 2022, and I made sure to celebrate. 3 months after graduating, I leased my car. Not the best decision. This was my first taste at adulthood, at freedom, so I was really living my best life. I was at every concert, every nice restaurant. I was getting every beauty service you could think of, and I took 5 trips in 1 year.
5 trips in 1 year? I've showed you guys what I make. I don't even take 5 trips in a year.
Most I had ever traveled in 1 year, and while this year was so much fun for me, I did not realize the damage I was doing. It took me a couple of months to realize that I was living completely beyond my means. Which sucks and is hard to admit in a society where everybody pretends that they have all the money in the world and is bad and bougie. At the end of the year, this is what my savings account looked like, and
yikes.
I literally could not sleep at night. I mean, I studied finance, I worked in banking. Theoretically, I should have known better. All of a sudden, I had this car to pay for, and each week I would say, I'm gonna start saving next paycheck, and it just never happened. Since then, I have become a strict budgeter, and I have totally redeemed myself. It makes me so sad to think about where I could be financially if I didn't let those 8 to 9 months get away from me.
3 months out of college.
Well, it just shows you that social media is rotting people's brains and thinking that they need to live above their means. Bro, I challenge you guys. See if you can go like a whole day without spending any money. I'm talking like eat everything you got at the crib already. Try not to put no gas in your car. You can drive, but like everything that you've already purchased, try not to spend any money throughout the day. I could go multiple days. I could do it easy because I got so much food in the fridge and in the pantry. I'm good. Like I don't need to go spend a lot of money, but a lot of people have to spend money every single day and they can't help it.
People who make a lot of money still being pretty broke, they need the world to know that they're high status people. So in this video, she says that their take home pay is $77,000 every single month because they
70 grand a month. God.
Make $3.7 million per year. Look at those expenses. Just look.
Wait, now the math ain't mathing. Oh, after 401k contribute. Okay, I was about to say because $83,333 is $1 million a year.
I wish I could pause the video. They have a
What? Wait, that's their expenses?
Every single month because they make $3.7 million per year. Look at those expenses.
Mortgage is $29,000. Oh my God. Fun, $4 grand. Shopping, $6 grand. Subscriptions, $200. Personal trainers, $4 grand. Car lease, $2,200. Nanny, $10 grand a month. Lawn care, house cleaner. Jesus.
Says, just look. I wish I could pause the video. They have a $5.2 million mortgage. Those savings won't even cover half the month if they lose their job. Take a look at these monthly expenses, $75,000 a month. They have a mortgage that costs them $29,500 a month.
That's insane.
Look me in the eyes right now and tell me that you have to.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest, them glasses are thicker than a freaking aquarium, bro. I paused it at the wrong moment, bro. I'm sorry, dude.
Having a house that's over $5 million. You do not have to have a house worth $5 million in any zip code in the United States. Using the 4% rule and taking the $74,790 a month, they're going to need over $22 million in an investment portfolio before they ever can retire with this kind of lifestyle. But these people are in their late 30s. They are going to be to their job until the second that they retire because they're spending so much money on unnecessary crap. I mean, $2,200 a month for a car lease. You make over $3 million a year, you have no excuse to be unable to buy a car cash. Unless you have cash flow issues because of your poor financial decision making, and that's what this looks like to me. I mean, $6,000 a month on shopping, what could you possibly need to be buying?
That's insane.
I hate to say it, but these people are very, very broke.
It's the rich working class, right? Like on paper, it looks like you have a lot of money, but in reality, you're just rich working class. Like you can't afford to not work. And see, my goal is like after 10 years of doing this YouTube stuff, I'm gonna try to be financially free and not have to worry about brand deals, not have to worry about anything, and just make videos when I want to make videos, make a vlog, travel when I want. I don't think I'll ever stop making content just because I love this so much and it's such a passion of mine. But like, I'm hoarding money right now. I'm saving more than I'm spending. I save around 60% of my income every single month, and I've showed you guys my analytics. Like, I try to save as much money as possible.
Money habits that kept me broke for way longer than I should have been. Hey, I'm Christina. I used to be a full-blown shopaholic, and I was in $120,000 of student loan debt.
Jesus.
This is why. 1. Lifestyle creep. I'm also a pharmacist full-time. That's why my debt was so high. But as soon as I started working, I was making more money than I had ever seen in my life, and I had no idea how to handle it. But I thought my life should really match the salary. So instead of focusing on how to get out of debt, I prioritized making my life look like I thought it should. So yeah, I got the Gucci slides, I went to the dinners, I went on the vacations. I wanted to live that Instagrammable life so that, like a stranger would look at my shoes and know that I was successful. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't spend some of your hard-earned money on experiences or things that you want, but for me personally at the time, I had no plan and all of my disposable income was going there instead of focusing on how to get out of debt and make that money actually my own.
All good points.
Bro, I mean, at least she woke up to it, but you got to realize that eventually that money might stop, and eventually you got to also begin with the end in mind. Hey, one of these days I'm not going to want to work anymore. So when you have enough money for the holiday but not for food, just fingering bread. That's what we're doing, Rebecca.
It's not much of
a bag of salad. Oh God, it's sad, but people do this. If you want to stay broke in your 20s.
Broke in your 20s, continue living beyond your means. Continue getting comfortable with 5-figure credit card debt. Continue using buy now, pay later. Continue dipping into your savings every pay period because you needed to go on that vacation.
Like she said, living beyond your...
I mean, it's really not that hard. Does it suck? Yeah. But if you don't... think Jim Carrey talks about this. Like, if you don't sacrifice a few years of your life to get ahead for, 10, like if you can't sacrifice 2 years to get ahead for a decade, it's really not meant for you. And you guys can give me a chat if you want to talk about this or anything, life related, give me a ring. But the reason I moved to a small town and got out of the city, I was living in Austin, I lived in Dallas, and I was living the good life, dude. I had a nice corporate job. Cass was a nurse. We were making pretty good money, We were clearing $6,000 to $8,000 a month as a couple, which at that time I was like, bro, we're living it. We're able to go out on dinners. We can go out. We can travel every once in a while. We were living the good life, right? Now we have a kid. Perspective has completely changed. But once I decided to move to a smaller area, number one, it's way cheaper. My mortgage now on a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house that's 1,200 square feet is cheaper than my rent was living in Uptown Dallas. Uptown Dallas, it was like $2,200 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment with a study. Now I have a 3-bed, 2-bath house for $1,800 a month. So I'm saving $400, boom, off rip right there. And we used to have 2 vehicles. Now we just have 1 vehicle. So that saved me even more because I had a lease. She had a lease because we had to drive to go to work and stuff like that. So now we just have 1 vehicle. So it's like, boom, that's even more money. So we've been trying to minimize how much money we have to spend. And I realized that if I could sacrifice 2 years in a small town, 3 years in a small town, I could get so far ahead, dude. I could get so far ahead. And so far it worked. So I urge you guys to look at your life and see, is the area that I'm living in, is it making me live beyond my means by rent or whatever and lifestyle? And when I told a lot of my friends, hey, dude, I'm moving to a small town, man, they're like, why? That's stupid. That sucks. Ooh, why? And I would see these people, but I wasn't hanging out with them every day or every weekend. It was like, I'll see you when I see you. Every single one of my friends said, that's stupid. That sucks. Now looking ahead and seeing where I'm at now and seeing how well I'm doing on YouTube, they're like, man, I should have did what you did. I should have sacrificed a couple years, and time still goes on and I'd be maybe where you're at, but I'm like, yeah, but you guys don't want to do that. Because now I have the buying power of I can go buy $1 million home and still live comfortably. None of them have that. They all stayed in the big city. They're paying the big city rents. They still have the same job. They didn't start a side hustle. And so it's like you got to be willing to sacrifice a few years to get ahead. Like if I told you right now, hey, if you sacrifice the next 2 years, you'll get 10 years ahead, would you do it? Put a 1 in the chat if you would. I feel like most people would. Yeah, I'll sacrifice 2 years. If I'm going to be ahead 10 years, yeah, dude, 100%. Like if I said you could retire 10 years early if you just work really hard for 2 years and sacrifice 2 years. I bet most people would do it. I just considered it like Dragon Ball Z and Goku, the hyperbolic chamber, where you lock yourself in and you can get years ahead in just like 2 years. I can get 10 years ahead in 2 years. I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And it worked. And now I'm here, and now I don't even want to leave. Now I'm living in an area it's small, it's cheap, and I don't even want to leave. But as baby Nix gets older, we need to put her in a good school.
With no responsibilities, making $150,000 per year, living paycheck to paycheck. Here's my story on lifestyle creep. Just like any other college student, my goal was to get a high-paying job upon graduating. I was able to do this the semester before I graduated, and that's when lifestyle creep began.
I'm gonna be honest, just looking at his gear, chat, he's got nicer gear than I got. I can see it looks like a PC, maybe a screen in the back. He's got a mounted screen there. He's got a camera there. He's got another camera on the table. He's recording with the camera. He's got a MacBook. Like, he's got like lav mics. Like, bro, you spending more money than me, and I'm doing this full time.
Before receiving my first paycheck, I decided to move out of my $700 per month apartment into a high-rise in downtown Dallas, where I was spending roughly $2,200 per month. Shortly after that, I decided to sell my car that was paid off to buy a BMW.
Stupid.
I know. Who does that?
Idiots.
Even with those bad financial decisions, I continued to make a plethora of other bad financial decisions until the point where I received the notification stating that my bank balance was negative. I'm thinking, I'm making $150,000 per year. How is this possible? Turns out, those small transactions add up. I say
Because 150 grand a year is like what, 7 or 8K a month net?
It is, however, to say, as your income increases, your spending should not increase as well.
Making 150K.
Yeah, dude, that's the biggest cheat code I can tell you guys. Like, once I started making more money, I was like, we're staying here, not moving out of this house. Now, we did get a bigger vehicle, but we had to because we had a baby and we got to fit a car seat and all this stuff. But like, that was the biggest expense I have, and it's a lease, so I'll get rid of it in 3 years and get a new one. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't go buy a new crib. I'm still wearing the $10 Sheen t-shirts I did when I started.
I moved into a place that I can't afford, and now I'm stuck. I recently moved into a luxury apartment, and though it is nice and I like it and all these other things, I realized that I can't afford it. Like, I have enough money to pay for it as far as money's in my bank account, but as far as like what I want to do in life, I can't really afford it.
A luxury place might feel exciting.
I don't know about you guys, but the luxury apartment scam is so stupid. Just live in an apartment, dude. Who cares where it is? You can drive. That's why you have a car.
I ever made was moving into an apartment that I cannot afford. I sat down one day and did a whole bunch of calculations, and I was like, I can definitely afford to rent a 1-bedroom in downtown Toronto. At the time, the rent would have cost about 40% of my total income. So
Oh my, 40% of your income is insane.
I was like, okay, I have 60% to do whatever I want. Wrong. Just existing and living in Toronto costs so much money. You walk out the door and you've spent $100. Got to a point where I was saying no to things like going out for dinner with my friends, going on weekend trips, because the buffer room that I had in between paying my rent and the money I had left over was like barely a couple $100. And if I had any sort of emergency that I needed money for, I just wouldn't have been able to do it. But while I could afford my actual apartment and the rent, I really could not do anything else but stay inside. Looking back,
Nah, I think you're doing a little bit more than just staying inside, honey.
big bag. I'm in a completely different place financially. I'm still living in the same apartment. I remember really wanting to just like keep up with the lifestyle inflation and trying my best to just like enjoy Toronto. Grateful to be in a position where TikTok has completely changed my financial situation, but if I could go back again, I would say live below your means.
Well, dude, here's the thing. Move out of the city, dude. If you don't have big city coin, move out of the city. Live in a smaller outskirt. Like, live outside of that area. I don't know why you have to live downtown. I got sold this lie, too, and I was like, I got to live downtown. I got to be amongst the hustle and bustle. I got to be near the restaurants, the bars, and all this. No, you don't. You really don't have to be. It's just a lie. I'm really curious how people are rationalizing living above their means.
Curious how people are
Bro, she looks really easy to draw.
rationalizing living above their means when they know they can't afford it. For example, I know many people who have student debt, credit card debt, whatever it is. They have a job, but like, for example, I know someone who just bought a Range Rover and they're in probably $100,000 of student loans.
I don't even see how banks approve that, right? Like, you're in debt, but you can buy a Rover. And Range Rovers are crappy cars anyways.
Like, how are you, I have anxiety for you.
I mean, facts. I do have anxiety for you. Nah, it's wild. Here we go.
I'm sorry. We need to normalize living below our means, being frugal. Some people don't want this advice, but maybe some of you will actually take it. A few years ago, I got my car, a 2018 Toyota Corolla. It's all
Nice.
black, has a little touchscreen radio. I loved it. but I had to take out a loan for it. I have about $7,000 left on my car loan, and my car payments are always on time. But I wish I took my dad's advice when I was car shopping. He literally said, Rachel, go on Facebook Marketplace, get like $1,000, $2,000 car. He told me to get a little hoopty, and I literally didn't even want to hear him.
I mean, I don't know, like having a hoopty. I mean, as much as I want to say it's a good idea to get a cheap car, the thing is cheap cars break down, then you got to get them fixed, and you're right back in the same conundrum. I say get a lease and get a car payment that's like $450, $500 a month, and then, you know, that should be good. All right, let's get off into the comments of some previous videos here and see what you guys have been saying, dude. I like to always check in with y'all. All right, this is about the Akash video that I posted the other day. Here we go. What do we got here? What do we got? What do we got? The worst simp of the year. He owes Myron Gaines an apology. Letting your partner badmouth you, man or woman, reflects on you just as bad as them. Yeah, he took the leftovers from college. Let this love never find me. He is in comedy. He just didn't know what he was a clown. She said the mileage was 0, but it was $1 million. She got you, bro. She embarrassed him in so many levels. I couldn't even watch the episode when they both were on there. You can see it on the face no matter how hard he tried to hide it. It's a yellow canary, all right. Hey, the yellow canary gang. Y'all know. Y'all get it. Here, but you connected on my TV, so I can't really interact. Hey, it's no worries, Renee. Don't even trip. Oh, this is about Akash. I'll skip this vid. Yellow canary. So many miles on the floor, is rotting out. He's just going to learn she leaves him for someone more successful. The 2026 Will Smith, except without the fame and talent. I want rules for peen, but not for vagine to become a common phrase. I want rules for peen, but not for vagine. That's good. That's good. I like that. That's really good. Oh my God, you guys crack me up, dude. You guys crack me up. Let's get to Twitter, see what we have here. Rules for peen and not for vagine. Oh my God. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Male excuses for dating younger, less experienced women.
So when I was 26, I was briefly dating this guy who was like 36. And I asked him one day, like, why don't you want to date women?
Male excuses for dating younger, less experienced women.
So when I was 26, I was briefly dating this guy who was like 36. And I asked him one day, like, why don't you want to date women who are just like a little bit closer to your own age? And he tells me straight face, like, he goes, they're just bitter. Interesting. And that, like, we didn't date for much longer after that. Like, it was pretty casual. But bitter, they're just bitter. No, it's because they can clock you. It's because they're clocking the BS. It's probably because they want to get married. Later, I actually saw that guy on another dating app, and he was lying about his age. Actually, he said he was 34. I wonder if he's still lying about his age after all.
Well, the thing is, you ladies lie about your looks all the time. We don't care. That's why women wear makeup and men lie. Here's the whole thing with dating older women. I was at the barbershop the other day, and they have one female barber up there, super nice girl. And she's trying to date, and she's like, I got a guy barking up my tree. I was like, well, how old are you? I do the common questions. How old are you? What's your longest relationship? What are you looking for? And she's like, I'm 30, looking for, I'm not looking for something too serious, but, I wouldn't mind a boyfriend. And I was like, well, do you want kids? She's like, yeah, I'd love kids. I was like, so you want a family? I was like, how many kids do you want? She's like, 2 kids. I was like, okay. So you're 30 now, and in 5 years, you're going to hit geriatric pregnancy. Let's say you start dating this guy right now. You date him for a year or 2, then you get engaged for another year, and then you get married. That's 34 if you fast track it hard. And then at 35, geriatric pregnancy hits, boom. And then by that time, a lot of your eggs are gone. So it's really hard to have kids. And then also, as you get older, there's more complications. Like if you're 40 and having kids, a lot more complications than when you're 30, and even more complications when you're 30 versus 20. And so I just sat there and told her, and I was like, in reality, do you think that your value goes up as you get older? And she's like, yeah, I'll have more experience. And I just had to be like, hey, I'm going to be honest. Men don't value women's experience. Chat, put in one in the chat if you agree. Do you value a woman having experience? I don't. Men value inexperience in the dating market, and women value experience in men in the dating market. We don't care that you're experienced. It just says mileage. It just says trauma. It just says harder to deal with. And then I told her, I hit her with this Kevin Samuels quote, and she's like, I'd never thought about it that way. I was like, when you make the men of your present pay for the mistakes and trauma of the men of your past, there will be no future. She's like, wow, I didn't even think about that. I'm like, because every relationship you've been in, you're holding on to a little bit of it. and making the next guy pay for the inadequacies and mistakes of the past guy. I was like, it's really a losing battle. I was like, do you think you looked better when you were 20 or 30? She's like, 20. I was like, do you think that you would put up with more when you were 20 or 30? She's like, 20. I'm like, then why wouldn't a guy go out and get a 20-year-old version of you instead of the 30-year-old version of you who's older, doesn't look as good, and harder to deal with? And she was just like, you can tell she's just never been checked like that. Like all the other guys at the barbershop were like, no, you can find somebody. It's not too late. And I was like, oh, it's too late. Like, the clock is ticking, honey. And that's the one thing with me, man. I'm never going to steer you guys wrong. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, if you guys give me a ring, give me a call, I'm going to just shoot it to you straight. You're going to explain your scenario to me or whatever problems that you have, and I'm just going to be brutally honest. And I may not hit the mark right. I may not be 100% right, but I'm going to give you an unfiltered answer to your question. Whereas a lot of people are looking to maybe save your feelings. I'm not looking to do that. Even when I was on Jack's podcast, he's like, hey, we're nice here. I was like, I'm not. He's like, no offense. I was like, I'm all offense. I'm trying to be offensive. Like, I'm not trying to save your feelings. Because when I was growing up, I wanted people to be so raw with me so I could get to the freaking point. And if it hurt my feelings, it's because there's some validity to it. I'm just throwing rocks, and if it hits you, holla. You smell what I'm stepping in? You know what I'm saying? And if it hurts your feelings, even if somebody says something and it hurts your feelings, it's because there's a sense of validity in that, and there's a sense of truth in it that you find offensive because it hurts your feelings, because it's getting to the root of the problem. And that's why I'm here for you. That's why I got your back like a chiropractor. Ain't that right, Los?
Won't they do?
You want a potato? I got you, Mr. Potato Bag. I got you, Mr. Potato Bag. Free. Sit. Shake. Wait. Free. Go to your place. I've said this.
You ever seen a man's soul leave his body? You haven't. Before I really dive in, though, just want to let you all know we are still doing our Memorial Day sale for Cheeky Soap, so you can go to usecheeky.com and get 20% off anything in the store using any creator code. It's the best soap in the universe. Upgrade your hygiene, very moisturizing, feels great after a shower. The era of linking you to sources relevant to your search inquiry are over. The 10 blue links, they have closed the book on it. Now these fucking whimsical Imagineers have unveiled an AI-powered overhaul that is centered around an intelligent search box, which sounds so spiffy and super cool. So instead of returning links that link to human sources for this information and websites that are run by people, well, most of the time, sometimes Google has linked to just complete fucking fraudulent slop, but on the whole, a lot of websites rely on the searches coming up when you look for the information that's relevant to their articles. And instead of now getting these links, Google search will drop users into an AI-powered interactive experience and is going to be introducing AI information agents to gather information on your behalf. These agents work like Santa's little helpers. They're out there in the trenches. They're putting together all the information to give you that beautiful gift of knowledge. So they go out and they scrape all of the websites that humans have provided the information for and feed it to you without you ever going to those websites. So those websites that the information came from see none of the benefit, apparently, but you get the information and you never click on the links or go there or anything like that, and you can't explore it further. The information agent has gathered it for you. So links are an afterthought. They will still be existing in some capacity, as I understand it, but it is primarily focused now on AI basically taking all of that and baby birding it into your mouth, just vomiting it into your mouth, and take them at their word that the AI is not hallucinating at the time and the information's not just completely fucking bogus. But as you can imagine, this isn't exactly going over swimmingly because so many people and businesses rely on Google search actually searching and linking the people that are looking for this information to their sites, because that's how they're able to survive and continue to provide that information, is people going to the site and exploring it there and engaging with it. If that doesn't happen, well, site probably won't exist anymore. So now that information won't exist anymore. So where the fuck is the information agent going to even grab it from? I don't know. It feels like a really wacky and shitification. It doesn't do anything better. It just feels like it's more convoluted and just, again, a symptom of this disease that the world is inflicted with, where AI has to be ham-fisted into every single facet of life now to justify the trillions of dollars that are getting pulled into it into this fucking puddle of filth. Personally, I just don't see how this is yeehaw worthy. A search engine is supposed to search things for you, the human being, but now this is a lack of search engine at this point. The AI is just doing it. But historically, what would happen is you would type in a question, you would get your links, and you would go through these and look at all the relevant pieces there. And sometimes there's even a little bit of thought that goes into it, where maybe there's like a website that you know has a poor reputation and provides like some bad information. Like for me, that's Fextra Life. If I'm ever looking up video game related shit and Fextra Life pops up as a link, I know to avoid it, because a lot of times they're just blatantly wrong. So I know when I'm looking at video game things, I can just immediately filter that out when the link pops up and go to another more trustworthy source. And sometimes when you're looking up other things, you'll go to a website that maybe looks a little bit fishy and you start to question if the information's accurate, so then you'll check a couple other websites against that information to see if it was accurate, and maybe it wasn't. That is you as the human being having to use a little neuron activation up here to get the correct information. But an information agent here, maybe they don't do that. Maybe they just scrape the information from those links. Like Fextra Life is usually at the top of video game searches, so maybe they just scrape the information there, and then when you search it through this new system here, they just give you the Fextra Life information that could just be entirely incorrect, and you would have no idea, of course, until you try to do it in the game and it just left with your dick in your hand, I guess. But like, there are just so many times where maybe it doesn't check if the information's accurate. It was just one of the pieces of information that it scraped and fed to you. It's just, I don't see how this is an improvement. I really don't. It feels like they want you to think as little as possible, which is a bad thing, and don't let anyone convince you otherwise. They want you to do as little as possible and activate your brain as little as possible. Let information agents do this for you. Let us guide you through your questions. That's another thing we'll get into in a moment. Let us do all of the thinking for you. You asked a question, yeah, but let us be the one to do all of the work and the actual like gathering and thinking of it for you. That's bad. With the revamped search experience, also side note, I hate that they are now slapping that label with anything AI to try and like, you know, make it a little more palatable. Oh, it's a AI experience. But really, it's actually the lack of an experience and taking experience away from you. It's so fucking slimy. The new search box simply expands to accommodate longer, more conversational queries rather than making you decide what type of search experience or mode you want to choose at the start, and it'll have a new AI-powered suggestion system that goes beyond autocomplete to help people craft more complex and nuanced queries, Google says. And Google's AI overviews will also allow users to ask follow-up questions in AI mode, which begins on Tuesday. So yeah, now you can enter Dicko mode if you like, and also starting in the summer, you can create, customize, and manage multiple new information agents within Google Search that work in the background 24/7 to track changes on the web and alert you to new information. For instance, you can have them track market movements and stuff like that. The shift means that searching the web will increasingly be performed by AI agents rather than humans. Instead, people will focus more on acting on the information those agents provide instead of manually clicking links. Again, I don't think there's anything good about that. I think people should have to go through the information gathering process themselves, because there's value in being able to filter bad information from the good information, instead of just blindly trusting AI to get it right for you. I think the more we go down this path of like, don't do anything, don't worry about doing anything, don't think, just sit there fucking drooling and let AI do it for you, the worse humanity gets. Now, of course, the argument always goes, well, this helps, combat misinformation, because, maybe people don't develop the ability to figure out what's real and what's fake when it comes to the information that's provided through their search inquiries.
He claimed it. Yeah, it's obvious. And so not only is he mocking him that way, but on top of that, he's not shutting down any of the loud stuff in the background. So basically now this guy has to talk over Jeff Bezos, who engineered this situation in order to make it the loudest and most annoying to do, so he can look like he's down there on the ground floor with all the other engineers. He's rocket mogging him? He is. Like, I just want y'all to understand, like, you know, people might not really put those things together. But that's exactly what's happening.
What you think about that right now?
Well, first of all, Andrew, I'm glad you're asking the question. I think it's a really important topic.
Wealth inequality.
And I think it's an important one to discuss, because I see the same thing you do. You know, you see it in a bunch of headlines. You see it in a bunch of places. And I have been thinking about, like, what is driving this? Because it does seem different from 10 years ago, and
it's because people ain't got no money. That's the problem. Is like, y'all have too much of the money, and we don't have enough of the money. And by we, I mean I have enough money, but like, I mean, really, I still, like, I'm still trans broke. Okay, like, I have a lot of money, but I still buy like a $1 soda, right? That's it. So I'm still like, I don't feel like I'm rich. Okay, I don't.
I think what's going on is that it's kind of a tale of
still
two
live
economies.
like a crackhead.
So you have a bunch of people in this country who are doing really well, but you also have a bunch of people in this country who are struggling.
Smart guy.
So you would pay rent, some groceries, and so what's happening here is politicians are using the kind of age-old technique. So there's this tale of two economies, and they're using this age-old technique of, you know, picking a villain and pointing fingers.
I mean, but bro, like, I mean, $300 billion. I mean, that's a lot, man.
Politicians are, you know, what's happening here is politicians are using the kind of age-old technique. So there's this tale of two economies, and they're using this age-old technique of, you know, picking a villain and pointing fingers.
I mean, but bro, like, I mean, $300 billion. I mean, that's a lot, man. You got to admit, like, that's a lot of money. I mean, come on, dude.
Fingers.
I mean,
you know, picking a villain and pointing fingers.
I mean, but bro, you got to admit, like, that's a lot of money. I mean, come on, dude. Come on. Come on, man. Like, really, like.
But the problem is that doesn't solve anything.
It's in shares.
And so,
I
like,
know.
if you want to help the group of people who are struggling, you have to figure out real root causes and solutions, and that takes skill. You know, it's like the way if we have a problem at Amazon, you know, the way we would fix it is we would go in and we'd do the 5 whys, and we'd try to get to a root cause. We'd try to find a root fix, and then when we fix it at the root, you're fixing it forever. It's a real solution.
I think he's right, though. But I think that one of those whys is that people that have enormous amounts of wealth aren't chipping in as much as I think they should. Like, I'm not really advocating for anything crazy, but I think like an extra, I don't know, like 2 or 3%, if you're making over like, I don't know, $5 or $10 million like a year, like, I think that's fair. Like, I'm not asking for like half. Like, just a couple extra percent, man. Like, really, still won't fix it? I mean, come on.
And what we don't do, because it doesn't work, is just point fingers and blame people. It might feel good for 10 seconds, but doesn't accomplish anything. And so what could you really do? So, like,
Do you have a plan?
But I do have to say, though, and I hate to say this, but if I had to choose between a side of the guy that's building rocket ships and a bunch of sweaty, you know, Shakespeare English majors, I am going to choose Baldy. I'm going to choose Baldy every single time. I'd rather be on his side than the crusty than the crusty crabs, you know? But I think that there's a middle ground here. I do. I think there's a middle ground.
Some ideas. I have some places to start. So, if I started thinking about this and doing some research.
Yeah.
A nurse in Queens who makes $75,000 a year.
Yeah.
Pays more than $12,000 a year in taxes. Does that really make sense? So people talk about, making the tax system more progressive. How about we start by having the nurse in Queens not pay taxes?
He's totally right. I mean, like, and this is the same thing. 12K is nothing. 12K out of 75K is a lot. And also, if it's nothing, then why not just let her not pay it? No, he's totally right about this. Like, in my opinion, I think that you shouldn't have to pay any, like, this is my opinion. I think that you shouldn't have to, if you make under like 50 grand, and 75 grand is like under 50 grand in like New York, right? Obviously. But like if you make under that amount, you shouldn't be paying any fucking taxes. Like you're making like basically poverty wages. Should be zero. Yeah. No income tax. Yeah, exactly.
Why is somebody at all? Why is a nurse in Queens who makes $75,000 a year paying more than $1,000 a month in taxes? That's $1,000 a month that could help with rent or groceries or anything.
Exactly. I mean, $1,000 a month is insane. That's a huge amount of money.
And so, and by the way, do you know what that all adds up to? The bottom half of income earners in this country pay only 3% of the taxes.
I really think Baldy's cooking. I actually do. I think he's totally right. Yeah, I mean, he's right about this.
It's only 3%. We can find 3%. So we don't have, it's a small amount of money for the government, that. And really, and the more I thought about it, to me, it's kind of absurd that we're doing this. We shouldn't be asking this nurse in Queens to send money to Washington. They should be sending her an apology.
They should be sending her money, honestly. Like, if you're working in a necessary role like that, like, they need to be sending you money.
Sense. Okay, but then on the other end, the question is,
that's what I think.
Should you
tell me to get back your heart. I still spin inside your orbit. Yeah. You say that I should probably start to walk away. I'm hoping that you'll stop and make me have to stay. Cause I'm floating in your orbit. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. It's my luck. Put me away, you understand. There's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand. Come on, name, you understand. I wanna stay. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. It's my luck. Put me away, you understand. There's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand. I wanna leave, you understand. I wanna stay. Cause I don't wanna walk away. I wanna see you while you fall apart. Even though you tell me to get back your heart, still spinning inside your orbit. I should probably start to walk away. I'm hoping that you'll stop and make me have to stay. Cause I'm floating in your orbit. Pull me back, take my hand. Come on, name, you understand. I wanna stay. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. It's my luck. Put me away, you understand. There's nothing left to say.
Do we want an even more progressive tax system? So,
I mean, dude, like 2 or 3, you can't, you're telling me you can't pay 2% more? Really? You can't do 2, come on, man.
But the line that gets quoted all the time is, the wealthy should pay their fair share. Right. And we can argue about what the fair share is. That's a policy debate. That's okay. But the vilification is the thing that's just the distraction. And by the way, if you really are being honest about it, we don't have a revenue problem in this country. We already have the most progressive tax system in the world. The top 1% of taxpayers pay 40% of all the tax revenue. The bottom half pay only 3%. We have already, and I think it should be 0. I don't think.
This is 100% a $300 billion sleight of hand. We have the most progressive tax system because our tax system isn't progressive, and because of that, there's such a massive wealth disparity. We still have rich people paying more money. Like, that's why he's him. That's crazy.
It should be 3%. I think it should be 0.
He's not wrong. I know, but what he's doing is that he's reframing terminology and vocabulary in a way that it's not intended to mean, but it means that in a basic English definition, which is, I think, very clever. Just keep glazing this piece of shit? I mean, the thing is that whenever I cut a roach in half and I see the roach that's still crawling up the wall with half his body gone, you have to admire the will to survive. You do. You have to admire that. You think to yourself, God damn, he's really, bro, like, he's not going to let this hold him down. You know, like, that's it.
More progressive that way. We
the
actually
will to survive.
A spending problem, and that's a skills issue. I mean, let me give you an example.
Did he really call the government spending a skill issue?
0, so we'd be making it more progressive that way. We actually have a spending problem, and that's a skills issue. I mean, let me give you an example. The New York City school...
He's not wrong. I mean, he's not.
...system, right? They spend $44,000 per student. $44,000. That's 30% more per student than other big cities like Chicago, LA, and Boston. And it's 3 times more than Miami and Houston.
So they spend okay, Houston I can understand, because I know people from Houston, they're stupid. But like Miami, I feel like Miami's not that bad of a place.
By the way, New York City doesn't get better outcomes.
I don't know.
So what this... Listen, let me just say, if we ran Amazon the way New York City runs their school system,
you'd be out of business.
Your packages would take 6 weeks to arrive.
That's it?
We'd have to charge you a $100 delivery fee, and then when the package did finally arrive, it'd have the wrong item in it anyway. Right? We can't. That's a skills.
That reminds me, bro. Like, I went to Popeyes last night, and they gave me rice instead of mashed potatoes. I'm probably gonna be mad about that for like a week.
Issue, Andrew. It's not about. It's just.
He said it again.
A minute anyway. Right. We can't. That's a skills issue, Andrew. It's not about. It's just competence.
Dude, he must know what he's saying, right? He must know that he's calling it a skill issue. It's like a video game thing. Like you have to know this, right? Yeah, okay, there it is. It's a skills issue? I guess so. So, yeah, I don't know what to say. This is Masterclass. This guy, honestly, what a great interview. What an insanely good interview. From the fact, and the thing is that everything that he said is basically accurate. Like, that's the thing is that a lot of it, because, I mean, obviously, this is a 6-minute interview. Like, this dude was totally prepared for this. I'm impressed. I am. This is good. And you mean monologue? Yeah, it was. People are mad about this? What are they saying? And so let me see if I can find it. Bottom half should pay 0 federal income tax. I mean, that's obviously true. Let me see if I can find some more Mulders about this. Paid $500 million for his super yacht. That alone would cover $180 in classroom supplies for every public school teacher in the U.S. $180. See, Melanie is the, like, okay, so there's $44,000. And you want to take away Jeff's yacht for what? For like that's nothing. It's like, it's not even 1%. It's nothing at all. And so maybe you're wasting money. And he is right that the main problem is the government wastes money. And I don't know about you guys. Like, I pay my tax rate, like, I'm self-employed and I also make a lot of money. So my tax rate is between, I'd say, 33 and 45%, like somewhere around there. I would feel a lot better being closer to that 45%. Because I have to pay extra for Social Security, by the way, obviously, right? Because, like, if you're self-employed, you have to pay the additional 7.5%. It's a whole thing. But, like, anyway, I'm an accountant, do all that. Mine's 38, 35. It's a lot, bro. It is. But I would feel a lot better paying my taxes if I knew that my money wasn't going to Israel, if I knew that my money wasn't going to trans Sesame Street plays, if I knew that my money wasn't going to fraud, if I knew that my money wasn't going to Somalian scamming daycares, if I knew that my money wasn't going to illegal aliens, if I knew that my money, like, so this is going to sound like really, this is going to sound silly, okay? It's going to sound a little bit silly, but it was interesting. So I recently had dental work done, right? And you guys notice I've been smiling a little bit more. I've got dental surgery that I've got planned. I've got a consultation for it next week. And so, anyway, that's something that's ongoing in the background, right? But anyway, in the process of that, I had to pay a good amount of money to have this dental work done, right? And so in the process of having the dental work done, I went over there and I saw that they had an old sign. After I had the dental work done, and it cost me a lot of money, I came back a week later and I drove by the same building and they had a new sign. And I was thinking to myself, I did that. I did that. How about that? And, like, the thing is that, like, I feel like if you walked around and you saw that, the world was becoming a better place and things, the roads are being paved again and, the street lights are, like, working and there's no problems. There's no, sidewalks that are fucked up. I think that a lot of us would probably feel better about having our money go to taxes. Like, that's how I'd feel. That's how I'd feel. It is. And so, you mean prosperity? Yeah, exactly. You stimulate them. Yes, definitely. Dennis must see you as a gold mine? I hope so. I see them as a gold mine. It's going to make my, like, the thing is that I have no problem from people benefiting from me. In fact, I want them to. I just want to benefit from them too. Like, that's, I understand that people want to distill this down into, like, some kind of a weird thing. No, that's the way that works. Like, I give you money, you give me the thing. You give me money, I give you the thing. That's the way the world works. So you see Marco Rubio's new speech about Cuba. I did. I watched it just a little bit ago. And mutually beneficial. So, yeah, anyway, how much did Melanie donate to classrooms? Do we know? Well, I have no idea. And also $500 million, that's it for a super yacht? I feel like it'd be worth more than that. Billionaire says the bottom half of U.S. workers. And by the way, I do think that we have to give some credit to the socialists, to the communists. We do. And I hate to say this because they're so annoying. But I think that their rhetoric and their language has put pressures on guys like Jeff to use this language and to talk about this and to normalize things like this that will, I think, be better for most people. I do. I think that it's kind of like, it's like whenever you ask to, like, buy a used car and, like, you say, well, I'm going to pay $100 for it. And they're like, okay, no, you have to pay, like, a little bit more, right? But it's like an anchoring of the price. W. Luigi. I don't think Luigi is really an example of this. I think Luigi was kind of just like an outlet. I think there's more of a social opinion of this in general, right? And so it's respectable, and I think it's good that they've contributed to that. Now, they're annoying and obnoxious, and I hate to give them any credit because I feel like I've been saying the same thing without being as annoying as they are. But at the same time, I'm just glad that it's being said. That's really it. Fuck Luigi. Yeah, fuck Luigi. You see Bill Burr's comments on this, on the Luigi stuff? Yeah, I thought, like, any time that a celebrity is gassing up a mass murderer, I think that kills people for, like, a social reason, I just think that they should remember Charles Manson. You know, like, remember what happened last time somebody wanted to do that for celebrities and people that were in positions that they thought they shouldn't be in? It's very odd to see people do that. Chickens for KFC. What can I say? And anyway, let me scroll back down. And Jeff Bezos on philanthropy versus business.
If I do my job right, so the value to society and civilization from my for-profit companies will be much, much larger than the good that I do with my charitable giving. And I think this is an important point to make because people forget.
He's just making an argument of the metaphor of, you know, give a man a fish, you feed a man for a day. Teach a man to fish, you'll feed him for life. This is an extrapolation of that ideology.
They sometimes don't see that when you create something like Amazon and you're saving, I get letters from new mothers all the time that say, like, I have no idea what I would be doing right now if I didn't have Amazon. Thank you. Or what we did in the pandemic when people could really see what an essential service we provided to them.
He's right. Like, whenever my girlfriend and my mom were both living in the house, my house was an Amazon warehouse. I would wake up every morning to start my stream, and I couldn't even walk out the door because they would have ordered so many packages. I'm not even kidding. Like, there was an average of like 6 packages a day arriving at my house.
And so, this is, Amazon creates tremendous value. And by the way, all companies are creating value of some kind. If I do my job right.
I mean, he's right. Yeah, he is. Can I DM Jeff Bezos? It doesn't let me. Oh, man. Because is he on Twitter a lot? I wonder. I mean, he is to talk about the jets and shit. Tweet at him? Yeah, maybe I should see if he'd come on the stream. Tag him, dog. He's your boss, technically? Yeah, apparently. And you see Kingdom Come. We're going to talk about the Lord of the Rings RPG. I already know about it. I heard about it. It's being made by Warhorse Studios. Those are the guys that made Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. We are looking at a very, very good situation. We're going to talk about that later on. But I'm not ready for that right now. And so ask for a raise? Yeah, exactly, right? And so, yes, exactly. It's big pog, huge pog. And so I'm excited. Is it going to be gay? No. And, yeah, that'd be an interesting stream. I know. I mean, like, I don't know where he's at or anything. The important part is zeroing out taxes in the bottom half. So he even clarified it. Best way to put money in someone's pocket is to not take it out in the first place. Yeah. Bottom half is only 3% of tax revenue, but it's very meaningful to that person. Zero it out. He's completely right. Why are people mad about this? This has 600 replies. Wow. Bernie Sanders approves of such measures. Is that Bernie Sanders? Oh, God. Communist agent. Is that right? Billionaires patronizing us about the tax code they wrote. Shut up, Jeff. You're up. Oh, they want to... Oh, right. The guillotine. Oh, good. Who is this guy? Rathbone. A musician. A musician. Okay, right. Okay. That's a classic, I know. A musician and a teacher. It's always good to see teachers, the ones that are educating our youth, that are advocating for literally just killing people that they don't like. Always reassuring. And yeah, now be a hero of the bottom half by making their tax bill zero right before they lose their jobs to robots. That's a good one. And no, Jeff, we're all in this together. Everyone should pay for infrastructure nobody uses. Zero taxes on bottom 50%. Sounds nice from the guy whose company treats its lowest paid employees like disposable end. Dude, this is like game is game. Do you really? Is this broke bitch really putting his fucking Bitcoin address on? Oh my God. Dude, this broke bitch has his Bitcoin address on his, it's not even on his description or his bio. It's on his name. Oh my God. I think so. Yes, it's crazy. And let's check. Well, I don't know about that. I have no idea. Limited wasteful spending in government. Where were the Doge cuts that were promised that were coming? I know. Well, they got rid of the Doge cuts. They did. They got to bring those guys back. I think that's what they should do. So let me go and look at the rest of these here. How much taxes did you pay in your boat? Trump has you right where he wants you. What does this have to do with Donald Trump? Like, I feel like this is a lot bigger than that. And so let me scroll back down, and I'm going to look at a few more of these. And are there any more of these here? Oh, what's this? Is this...
But just one. He was not the president yet. And I'd asked you what you thought of him at the time. And you said that you thought that he had mellowed, that he was calmer.
Yeah.
This is
and
Trump?
I'm curious now,
talking about
here
Trump.
we are.
Yeah, I still think that.
2 years later,
yeah,
we've had lots of we have wars and tariffs and all sorts of things that have happened since then. What do you think?
I think he has. I mean, I'm comparing him to his first term, and I think he is a more mature, more disciplined version of himself than he was in his first term. And you know, so he's again. I've worked with all the presidents. I will work with all the presidents. You know. And,
that's what you do. That's your job.
Do that going forward if they'll have me. But we need our business leaders to provide input into the administration, regardless of who the president is. I'm not on the side. Yep. You know what? I'm on the...
I mean, he's right. The thing is that everybody is mad at him because he's rich and bald, but he's right. Like, I'm sorry, guys, but like, it's... I think he's making some good points. Let me see if there's any more of these. And he's completely right. Yeah, he is. And Ma'am Donnie. Oh, what is this? Can I find this? I don't know if there's the. Where is it here? The Nurse in Queens. I don't know if there's any more of this that I can find it. But this is. Oh, here's the Ma'am Donnie thing.
Ken Griffin isn't a villain. He hasn't hurt anybody. He's not hurting New York. In fact, quite the opposite. And so that piece of it isn't.
Who the fuck is Ken Griffin? The Citadel? Oh, he's an investment guy? Oh, yeah. Of course people hate him. He's got 50 billion. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of fun. No, it's not. That's not. No, people are thinking Family Guy. This is Money Guy.
Right, and there was no reason to do that. A peer-to-peer tax is there's a very taxes on out-of-towners are very popular taxes. That's why there are hotel taxes, and hotels always have very high tax rates because why not tax the tourists?
Fuck them.
And there are limits. If you raise the hotel taxes too much, tourists stop coming, right? So you have to be judicious. But I think that the peer-to-peer tax is a fine thing for New York to do. And, they have to figure out how, but it's a policy debate. Right. Policy debates don't have to be finger-pointing.
This guy makes a lot more sense than I thought he would. He does. Like, I really have to say, Like, he's right. Yeah. I mean,
I think what's going on is that it's kind of a tale of two economies. So you have a bunch of people in this country who are doing really well.
we saw this part. I just wanted to see if there were any more examples of this. He always said he even say the Austrian painter did good and mature job if he came back. He always says things that are right to say at the moment for the money. Okay, well, I mean, shouldn't you okay, so you're saying that he's saying this to be opportunistic. Okay, that's good, but I'm glad that he's choosing the correct opportunities. Like, I understand what you're saying, and I think that what you're saying makes sense. Like, you're probably right. But at the same time, I think that you do have more. Is he trying to set up for a political run? I have no idea. I'm not saying that in a judgmental way or anything. No, I get it. So, yeah, of course he started a bookstore and he made Amazon. Yeah, I think he knows what the hell he's doing, right? And obviously does. So you got to be smart to make that much money off of people. Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of these guys that run these companies aren't morons, right? They're not. And I wish he cared more about Twitch.
Literally by them or their friends on burner accounts. And then on occasion, when we've seen that these sort of messages are actually real, like definitely verified, well, it's always like
I don't care about that at all. Somebody sends you a mean message, it's not my fucking fault. I didn't say it. The entire premise of this is I don't even engage with the premise. Oh, somebody was mean to you? Suck it the fuck up. Delete your account if it's hurting your feelings. Too bad. Like, do you know how many people are mean to me? Do you think that making negative comments and posts about me don't affect me? Do you think that they don't get other people to attack me? Of course they do. But you want to act like you have some kind of monopoly over it because they used a special word? Get the fuck out of here. I get death threats all the time. That's the way it is. Get used to it. You know, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. That's what I think. Too bad. Shouldn't have been talking shit.
a fringe example. It's like a few cherry-picked comments that they then try to use to misrepresent all the criticism that they've been getting, because again, they have like no response to this stuff. It's a desperate tactic from an overused playbook that we're all familiar with. And lastly, whether this stuff happened or didn't happen, it's either way, once again, not Asmin's job to be the internet police. And it's odd that Andy Cortez, this grown man, bro's probably well into his 40s, wants to go on Twitter.com looking like a literal Karen. Weird stuff. I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think. Thank you for tuning in.
We've been packing up a lot of them recently, haven't we? We really have. There's been a lot of these people, like all these weirdos recently that have been causing problems. Like, and all I'm doing is just sitting here on my computer. That's all I'm doing. All I'm doing is sitting here on my motherfucking computer doing a bunch of nothing. Yeah, send them to Sarkeesians? Yeah, exactly. A dude's retarded as fuck. I know. It's just embarrassing for me to see people that do this, man. It really is. They keep coming. They do. And I don't even really see why. I'm just trying to play video games. But for some reason, people don't want to deal with that. They don't want to see that. And they go and they make up a bunch of bullshit like this. Talking about Nina Lynn? I sure did. I thought that shit was fucking hilarious. I'm glad to see it. I'm very glad.
Should we all say something at the same?
Welcome back to a series so juiced, even Baki subscribed. In today's video, Hassan is now talking about quitting streaming and going back to college. He reminisces about 2024 and how he was going to get a PhD and become a professor. Professor Diddy Piker. He starts doing some classic Piker revisionist history and says that everybody was calling him a terrorist. He then starts playing Ultimate Victim, crying and saying he has no friends, no allies, his Twitch streamer friends would never defend him, but luckily the public is on his side now. No, we are not. Fellow degen Destiny has responded. Rank number 1 cuck Sneeko is very mad at Hassan after he called him a fake Muslim and a grifter. Two regards fighting. He calls him unfunny and lame and says that he's actually the fake Muslim. No, you're both right. Asmongold has responded. The list of the best 25 streamers has dropped and it is premium rage bait with people like Rakai, Neon, and Pokimane. Ew. Smash like and Hassan quit streaming forever. We can dream. Now let's begin. Right, welcome back everybody. The legendary series at your service. So last time we were talking about how Hassan was crying about people trying to get him banned from the UK. And he was supposedly baffled as to why they would want to do such a thing, considering he's so anti-racist.
I might be actually cooked. They might actually legitimately ban me from entering the country of UK, which is pretty crazy to think about. Hey, we banned a bunch of like white nationalist, like racists from entering the country. So now we can ban someone who is an anti-racist.
Anyways, Hassan is now talking about how he was going to quit streaming and go back to college. Dude, can you imagine what a lovely timeline that would be where we didn't have this absolute cancer cell on the internet? Do it! Hassan talks about almost quitting streaming to become a professor until a collab with Maya at the Alveus Sanctuary helped him change his mind. No! By the way, Maya here is another streamer who supposedly really cares about animals, except Hassan shocking his dog, just sort of hand waves that one.
This is a little bit of personal information, but this was when I was like genuinely considering quitting streaming. And this was, I think, the first fun, non-Gaza related stream that we did post October 7. And I literally was like, I think I probably should just quit streaming. I should go back to college. I should, pursue a PhD. Maybe I'll become like a college professor or something. Because it was so much every fucking day. Day in, day out, people were just like, you're a fucking terrorist, you're a fucking terrorist, you're a terrorist, no allies, no one in the space, none of my Twitch streamer friends were, or none of the content creators in the space wanted to touch the issue of Israel with a 10-foot fucking pole because they were so worried about being attacked. They saw the way that like mercilessly people were like ripping into me, calling me a fucking terrorist.
Bro, I will never get over Hassan Piker revisionist history. This guy pretty much just rewrites his entire life in his head. He's once again purposely doing the conflation of, oh, everyone is calling me a terrorist because they're racist. No, the main criticism is that you support several terrorist groups, which is 100% factual because you say it on stream. Mr. Facts are facts.
Facts are still facts.
Refuses to actually say the facts. Also, I must point out that he is being a crybaby bitch, all right? Oh my god, people want to cancel me for literally supporting the worst of humanity and threatening to murder my opponents. Wow, I wonder why. By the way, I'm kind of confused because he says that I was genuinely considering quitting streaming because the hate was too much. And this was like 2024. Buddy, it's worse now. Like, more people hate you. I mean, we did have that one episode where he said he was going to quit streaming in 2026.
Jesus Christ, dude. God, I hate Twitch streaming. I genuinely, maybe 2026, I just quit. I can't. It's so lame. It's so shitty. Everything sucks.
Now, don't worry, 2026 is not over yet, but it doesn't seem likely at this point. You know, I'm all for hopium and copium, but he's more likely to get banned from countries and arrested before he voluntarily quits streaming. And if you don't know what he's doing here, this is what you call Sag farming in the Twitch streaming space, right? If you look at his chat, they're basically spamming a bunch of hearts. They're like, oh my god, Hassan, we really care about you. Now, these same hearts, they also spam for terrorists who shoot civilians, by the way. Also, I have to point out that his alternative career path was still doing massive propaganda and brainwashing people, right? He's like, I should get a PhD and become a college professor. Now, can you imagine Hassan Piker as a college professor? I'm assuming this is going to be in like political science or some shit, right? Maybe communication. Hassan will teach you how to communicate. I mean, everybody knows that Hassan would teach the most revisionist bullshit history to exist, which is just not the truth at all. You know, he will tell the story of how he fought the entire nation state of Israel. They made him shock his dog. They forcibly made him press the shock collar and made the entire internet turn on him. I can imagine like 50% of the curriculum is just Asmongold. Here's why Asmongold is a far-right Nazi. Pop quiz. Who has more viewers, Asmongold or Hassan? There's only one correct answer. But Mr. Piker, I checked the statistics and he's more popular. That's an F. That's an F. Place. Bzz, bzz, bzz. You fail. You fail. Probably a dedicated chapter for Sloptubers, Ethan Klein, Destiny. Also, I don't know why he constantly does this where he says he has no allies, no friends, nobody defends him. Buddy, you need to have a defensible position. You want some like random gaming streamers to stand in front of the sword and be like, I support Hassan and his support for terrorists. Like, they can't do that, dude. Then he says the situation is the same now, but the public is on his side. Who the fuck is the public, dog? We are not on your side. You only have your cult, which is like 0.01% of the population.
I mean, it's the same now too with mainstream media, but it doesn't fucking matter anymore because the public is on my side. It doesn't matter. But at that point, this is January 30th, 2024. There wasn't a lot of people who were like, yeah, Israel kind of sucks. Everyone was like beginning to learn about how much Israel sucked, but they were not there yet. Right. And, you know, my community had been severed almost in half. You know, a third left, went from like 30,000 to barely cracking. We were like sub 20K on a day-to-day basis. So many content creators were just eating so good off of like every other week there would be another incident, another horrifying atrocity that I was trying to shine a light to. And anytime I spoke out on it, people would just do video after video after video with like millions of fucking views being like, he's a terrorist. Look at how much of a fucking terrorist he is, primarily in the West. And I was like, these people are sacrificing their lives. It's nothing. Like, you know, feeling shitty and being called a terrorist every day is nothing. People leaving and misunderstanding what I am trying to explain to people is inconsequential in the grand scheme of things, right? I have unbelievable privilege. I can just like push through it. So I'm not, you know, presenting myself as a victim at all. I'm just saying.
Right. I'm not saying I'm a victim, guys, as he spends 5 minutes saying that he's a massive victim, Sag farming in chat, saying that everybody calls him a terrorist because they're racist, which is not true at all. Hassan admits that he's white and he's privileged, and he even says that he's not Muslim.
Suck my fucking cock, okay? I'm a goddamn Muslim American who gets fucking called a terrorist every fucking day. I, after all, am not Muslim. Nor am I from the Muslim world.
Bro, you literally just lie and lie and lie. It's crazy. How do you live like this? Do you have no shame? And of course, the clown is ulting immediately. It's Israel. It's all about Israel. He completely ignores the fact that plenty of people dislike Israel and Hassan. This is not mutually exclusive, but he always does this conflation because he's a scumbag and a dishonest person. Listen, the fact of the matter is the only reason you have a following and a platform is because a portion of the population has sub 50 IQ, right? They are complete sheep and fall for anything that you say and blindly follow you. And unfortunately, that makes up your fan base. And I love how one of his core memories is having sub 20K views, right? Is that when you threaten to take your life in your Discord? Because that's what you usually do when your views drop. Complete miserable existence, all dictated by his numbers. That's why he will never be happy. It's all reliant on these like external metrics. So then he says that he was literally about to quit streaming and he was so close.
I remember I was so close. I was like, I fucking hate all this shit. I hate all of you. I have no friends in this industry. I have no one that will stand by me. All of these other people are like saying I'm Osama bin Laden. They're playing fucking games, comparing me to Osama bin Laden. Like some of the top content creators were doing that, and not a single one of of the people I know, the people I've like, you know, grown up with in this fucking in this dark corner of the internet, not a single one of them was like, hey, maybe you shouldn't do that. That's kind of fucked up. Why are you doing that? That's a little racist, don't you think?
Fuck this South Vietnamese.
Not even a little bit, right? And then I did this, and we did this stream, and a lot of people tuned in, and you know, we fundraised what, 30 grand in the entire 2-hour stream, or like hour-long stream. And, you know, that's when I was reminded that we do actually have an incredible impact, that like we are capable of making, you know, changes, albeit marginal. That was my thread of hope, a thread of hope that we can weave together for a better future.
Oh, cut the crap, bro. Get a load of this guy. Oh, we finally have a thread of hope. Yeah, hope for humanity would probably be you getting banned from every single country, perma-banned from Twitch, and preferably arrested, put in a cell with psychic destiny in your cockroach form. And I don't know why he's doing this recently, but he's really doubling down on this victim card. It is so annoying. I was about to quit, you know, I was just staying in my lane, doing my thing, streaming to my fans, and then these evil people try to cancel me. Dude, stop crying, dog. How do these suckers just eat this up every time? You gotta be the stupidest mother flipper to fall for this shit, bro. If you're one of the people spamming hearts for Hassan in his chat when he says this shit, you're a sucker. You've been duped. Now, in case you're not familiar with the lore, let me just refresh your memory. The game he was referring to was called Twitch or Terrorist, where essentially some streamers would be saying unhinged shit that was indistinguishable from actual terrorists, to the point where they actually made a game about it. So you would have a quote like, America deserved 9/11, and any normal person would be like, okay, that's obviously a quote from a terrorist, right? Only a terrorist would say that America deserved a terrorist attack, but no, it just happened to be Hassan, right? And the funny thing is, you can't really make a game like that out of anything we've said. You could only do it to Hassan because he's that unhinged, and he literally shares rhetoric with actual terrorists. Also, you know what? Shout out to Maya as well, because fuck her for actually platforming this clown and ignoring his animal abuse while saying you care about animals. Like, you can't make exceptions like this. I mean, this is clown behavior and complete hypocrisy, right? If you want to care about animals, you gotta care about all the animals, including Hassan's dog, one of your friends, who is mistreating an animal in public. People responded, what's he gonna teach? How to be a massive, right? 101? He can't read, how could he ever teach a class? Hassan talked over and laughed at Maya as she tried to teach him that 5 million donkeys are skinned per year for Chinese traditional medicine in that stream. The year after, he went on a propaganda tour of a traditional Chinese medicine center, despite all of Maya's issues with it. Probably because he doesn't give a shit. Well, Maya did everyone a favor. The college kids are regarded enough as it is. No, because if he was a professor, you know, it would be bad, but he would only be affecting his classroom. That is significantly less people who are seeing his bullshit than from his streams, right? Because we know some of these regarded college students are watching his streams as well, because when he does go in these colleges, he's welcomed, you know, by like a small portion of them, but, you know, nonetheless, he has more influence as a Twitch streamer, so the better timeline would be him being a professor, unironically, and he'd probably fail at that too, let's be honest. The public is on my side. This is his entire playbook. Say things with confidence that aren't true and hope no one notices or questions it. No, the frick they are not. Well, he's gotten away with this for literal decades. The world would have been way better off if he quit. He's inspiring a new young generation of terrorists in the US. Rare Maya L. Professor of what? How to Shock Your Dog 101. Hey guys, did you read the new magazine Shock Collars Monthly? Hell yeah. Bro, imagine walking into your first day on college and you see this man as your professor. Holy shit, I'd ask for a refund. I would say Cheng's nephew knows that he would be fired within the first year of teaching if he were hired at all because of his terrorist beliefs and terror support. But then I remember most colleges also believe in that kind of stuff as well. He would probably get fired for sleeping with a student student. Never mind, you'd probably have a long career as a professor. Yeah, yikes. I mean, nowadays, like, dude, the stuff they're teaching at school is probably aligned with some of what Hassan says. Mr. Eric Beck. Yeah, and Hassan completely justified now and is arguably the first and only streaming political force. Like Mamdani is from Hassan's stream. That's so insane. He influenced the mayor of New York. That's some serious influence. Crazy. That must feel good. Must also feel really good to have his dick down your throat, huh? Gargling on the balls. Hassan's all at it again. Right, so Destiny responded. Reacts to Hassan talking about almost quitting streaming to become a professor.
Probably should just quit streaming. I should go back to college. I should, you know, pursue a PhD. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll become like a college professor or something. Fucked up. Why are you doing that? That's a little racist, don't you think? Racist?
Like, it's the weakest, dude. My brain has been getting fried the past week, okay? I'm trying my best to hold on, but I didn't think that, like I already thought that politics sucked 10 years ago when I got into it, and it was all just kind of like ad homs and screaming and everything, but this like, fracturing, this like bifurcation of realities into all of these different places where you just go and you just kind of preach to your choir and you rewrite history over and over and over again, like, does anybody remember one of the big things that was going on when the Bin Laden talk was happening? It was a whole bunch of fucking kids on TikTok that were discovering like Bin Laden's letters to America and then being like, oh, I don't know, this is kind of based. I think Denims might have even done a reading. And then I'm always kind of an outsider no matter what, I guess, just because of my demeanor and everything. But like, I'm starting to feel like I'm the only person in this space that's not getting paid by like some foreign or weird domestic entity.
I feel like streaming is really enabled this delusional thinking where you just sort of shield your audience from the actual truth. The thing is, if you're a Hassan viewer, he constantly tells you to not watch slop videos, not seek out any differing opinions, and he always misrepresents what everybody else is saying so that you never have to actually check them out. He just wants you to stick into your echo chamber and listen to what he says, which is all lies. And that's why it's so hard to exit the cult in the first place. If you're consuming Hassan all day, every day for 10 hours, I mean, you're just cooked. He's making you a worse human, objectively. And the worst part is all the values he preaches are just shit. Like, if you're a Hassan fan, your life trajectory is going to be horrible. You need to snap out of it because you're going to end up becoming self-hating, racist, narcissistic. You're going to have these psychopathic tendencies, supporting a bunch of terrorists, having this crazy amount of empathy for shooters and murderers, justifying their crimes. And worst of all, you're gonna be broke because you ain't gonna be working if you're watching Hassan streams. You're gonna be relying on Hassan to bring about communism and redistribute the wealth from billionaires, which is just not happening right now. Moreover, he's gonna get mad at you for enjoying life, you know, gaming a little bit, gonna call you a loser incel, gonna get mad at you for having aspirations of starting a family, do his like anti-natalist bullshit. It's just sad.
All of these unfuckable losers in the gaming sphere always talk about like starting families and stuff. Why do you care?
Listen, any Hassan cultist watching, this is your chance, all right? You gotta escape while you can. Each stream you watch, you descend further and further into the madness. The Legendary series will cleanse your soul. I remember that episode, and it's Brian Griffin. Hassan fits right into being a professor, an echo chamber of delusional, self-proclaimed intellects, preaching anti-Western propaganda, making up ridiculous takes on historical events. Moving on to Sneeko versus Hassan. Basically, context. Last time, Sneeko got exposed for being a degenerate, allegedly doing some threesomes with conservative influencers, and Hassan basically responded, calling him a fake Muslim, a grifter.
Me and Sneeko had probably like 4 or 5 threesomes. And there's other women that are now married and in relationships that, you know, we were trashing the fuck out in the bedroom, that are red pill conservatives, that are lying to their husbands as if they're these trad wives.
Yeah, they're having like grifter orgies out there while simultaneously talking about, you know, living traditional lives. It's so funny. These guys think it's oxymoronic for me to be successful financially, but also be a socialist. Meanwhile, They quite literally do not practice what they preach.
Well, turns out Sneeko has responded and is now calling him a fake Muslim in response. Two Ray Gods Fighting, my favorite show. Sneeko responds to the Hassan call out, says he LARPs as a Muslim and harms the movement.
This motherfucker's running around being like, I'm actually a pious Muslim.
Yo, Hassan, when they called you a white boy yesterday, you said, I'm a Muslim and they call me a terrorist. Dude, you are the guy that claims you're Muslim all the time. When did I say I'm the pious, perfect person? Second off, obvious Matrix attack. It's like you're falling for obvious. The Matrix has attacked me. Third, it's like, when did I ever say I'm perfect? When, this is so low IQ.
Believe fully, I subscribe fully to Islam, and then he's having fucking three-ways and shit.
Bro, this Matrix attack accusation is from 3 years ago, bro. He even said himself last year that this is so dumb.
Watching his girlfriend get fucked by other dudes, like...
Nigga, didn't he date a porn star? Why am I having these conversations? Wasn't he in a literal relationship with the porn star while she was actively doing porn? What are you talking about, cuck?
Wait a minute, there's no way. Sneeko is also watching the legendary series. And I know this because nobody brings this up. Not a single soul ever brings up that Hassan is a cuck except me. So he's yet another viewer. What did I say? Everybody is watching the legendary series. Even my ups, even Sneeko, who I call a regard every other video, can't help but watch the channel. What's up, man? Hassan's favorite channel, remember?
More Pegasus made a dozen videos about you in the past few days. I love that guy. That guy is my favorite YouTuber, honestly.
I mean, how wonderful is it that two grifters are calling each other grifters? I mean, I've always said this, like, they really do have a lot in common. I mean, we got the fa sound effect, right? They're both being banned from countries now. They're both anti-Semitic, both just LARPing, grifting off their audience. So then Sneeko starts roasting him, calls him unfunny and lame.
Is it haram if I have a threesome and then...
So then stop calling yourself the Muslim streamer when you do nothing to be Muslim at all. He doesn't fast, he doesn't pray. Like, I'm not even trying to haram police, but there's no part of Islam that's in his life ever at all. Like, it does not exist in his life, but he still calls himself Muslim streamer. The problem with that, it's not a haram issue. I don't care. Was that successful? Did you beat Israel? The only reason that this dude is clamoring for mainstream attention all the time and is wearing a suit and he's trying to be the left-wing Nick, but he's just never been censored. That's really the only separation. It's the perfect example of somebody who is allowed to speak this way because he makes the movement look silly. He's allowed because he makes it look stupid. He doesn't speak well. He's not funny. He's not entertaining. He's not engaging. He looks dumb when he goes on the news. So they allow him to. People just see him. Oh, yeah, the good little puppet. He can be the Free Palestine guy. Because he brings transgenderism into it, feminism into it. He makes it look dumb. People talk about him shocking his dog more than they do his ideas. Most people don't even know what his ideas are. He doesn't have major clip farms. He doesn't get posted other places because he doesn't speak in a concise way. He's not fresh. He's not interesting. It's a nothing burger. Even sometimes when I realize that he has the correct perspective, like Iran war, I try to watch the stream and I'm falling asleep, bro. I'd rather watch Ethan Klein. This is bad. This is the example of somebody who's hurting the movement, but he's like, well, I'm here. Dude, no, it's not. It's not push the conversation forward.
Yeah, this is like the only time I can agree with Sneeko or Destiny is when they're cooking Hassan. I mean, it's true. Hassan is not funny or entertaining or remotely interesting. In fact, he's so boring. The only thing worth watching is him losing his mind and screaming. People only like when he's in misery. And yeah, he's right. He is known as the guy who shocked his dog. That's quite literally how I would introduce him to other people. And essentially everybody recognizes him that way. Like, if I'm talking to someone and they ask what I do, I'll be like, yeah, I make YouTube videos. And they ask, oh, what's it about? Oh, you know, I talk about some dumb streamers. Oh, which one? Oh, you know the guy that shocked his dog? Oh, the dog shocker. Yeah, fuck that guy. That's unironically how the conversations go. So then Sneeko talks about how if Hassan was a threat, he would get banned from countries and everywhere. So only Sneeko would be regarded enough to use getting banned from literal countries as a flex. I mean, it's completely broken logic, obviously, but let him cook. You know, maybe we can make it happen to Hassan as well.
And if you were really a threat, you know what would happen, Hassan? You would get banned from Australia like me. You would get censored from YouTube, Instagram, Meta, everywhere, Snapchat. 3 years for some nonsense reason. Banned on Twitch. Are ideas really that different overall? I know you grift the Mao thing and the socialism thing. I'm banned on Twitch for extreme hateful conduct. You want to know why?
Oh, I can probably guess why. But, you know, he does have a point. I mean, if they banned Sneeko, they should probably ban Hassan as well. I mean, Twitch has to be consistent in their TOS. You know, fuck that. Australia has to be consistent, bro, in their rules. Come on, ban him immediately. You know, legend says that I am actually manifesting all of this. Can you imagine that the reason all of this is happening is because I keep manifesting it, I keep yapping about it? I just need to have like a ritual of some sort, right? You know, if I just repeat the same thing several times, you know, cross my fingers and say, Hassan banned, Hassan deported, Hassan arrested. Surely it's going to happen, right? Surely, that would be funny. I mean, because one by one, you know, some things are coming true, some things are getting closer and closer. I don't know. I ascribe to the theory. Never underestimate the power of manifestation. Maybe if we pool together your energies as well. Somebody make one of those like manifestation circle comments. I don't know how you do that. Use a bunch of like emojis and shit. Right, so Asmongold responded, was loving Sneeko clapping back at Hassan.
And then he's having fucking three-ways and shit.
Bro, this Matrix attack.
That's crazy, by the way. Like, this is the biggest slop. Like, I didn't even cover this. I didn't even cover the Sneeko leaks about hooking up with other girls and stuff and threesomes. I didn't even cover this because I thought it was slop. But just keep that in mind every time. Oh, I'm above this. I've got bigger ops. Oh, really?
Accusation is from 3 years ago, bro. He knows. Yeah. He even said himself last year that this is so dumb.
Watching his girlfriend get fucked by other dudes, like...
Nigga, didn't he date...
Who cares? If he likes watching his girlfriend get fucked by other dudes, what's wrong with that? Like, a lot of people get off on weird stuff. Like, why are we gonna kink shame the guy? As long as he's doing it privately and it's consensual between adults, I don't see the problem. Look, it's just like, it's like being a furry. It's like being into feed. It's like being into BDSM. Like, I don't, is that weird for me to say? I don't think it's a big deal. It's a different fetish that's being practiced by adults behind closed doors. What's the problem with that?
Well, for one, it really goes against the whole manosphere influencer he was pretending to be, right? Alpha Chad Sneeko, of course, who enjoys being a cuck. Also, you know, degenerate shit would rather not these people be the role models that I guess kids are following, right? Listen, if you want to be a cuck, power to you. I'm just saying that you probably cannot be speaking in any internet conversation ever because you're just gonna get called the cuck. In fact, I'm gonna be the one to do it. Oh, look, the cuck is speaking. It's kind of like Mike from PA. Anytime he tries to talk, we simply play that one clip that will haunt him for eternity. But yeah, I never thought I'd hear Asmon be like, what's the problem with that? Let him be a cuck in peace. Yeah, I guess there's no problem. It's just that, you know, he's a hypocrite, and Hassan is a cuck himself. It's just funny. So then Asmon calls Sneeko authentic. I don't know what the fuck he was smoking here.
The thing, so Sneeko's saying that Hassan is doing this. They let Hassan go out and say all this stuff because they know he'll be a negative force overall. So it's like, basically, it's like letting somebody that's going to blow themselves up, like, be on the other team. You know, it's like having an imposter. Jesus. Like, I mean, Sneeko has gotten banned from platforms because of, you know, he's said things that are, you know, you could say extreme, but he views these things as being in line with his faith, and he's stayed true to his faith, and he has faced the consequences because of that. And I think that's something that's, even if you might disagree with it, I disagree with some of his conclusions, but at the end of the day, it's authentic. It is.
Okay, I don't know what is going on here. He is smoking crack, all right? Calling Sneeko authentic might be the most regarded take I've ever heard. I don't know how people fall for this. I genuinely don't get it, right? Maybe because he's on the right, he gets like more of a pass or something, but this just makes no sense because Sneeko is literally a grifter. It is the most obvious grift of all time. I think the logic he's using here is that, okay, Sneeko is authentic, because he says things that are so unhinged and he gets banned on these platforms, right? Why would you say these things unless you were authentic? But no, that's not the reason. It's because he's so stupid and he has absolutely no restraint, and he has this terminal obsession with being as edgy as humanly possible. He doesn't believe half of the stuff he's saying. Like, in my opinion, this is not like a calculated technique. He's just a regard. And I find it funny that Sneeko regard maxed so hard that he actually managed to fool people into thinking like he's authentic or he's legit. He is literally just Hassan Piker reskinned, but on the other side, right? On the far right. If you genuinely think that he's completely changed and, you know, he's adopted this new faith and he's not LARPing, I mean, you've been duped, all right? Moving on to a new list that is dropped of the apparently best 25 streamers. Complex's 25 best streamers right now. Number 1, Aisha Speed. Number 2, Kai Cenat. Stable Ronaldo Senna. Extra Emily. Oh, brother. We got Ray Aiden Ross. Number 10, Rakai. What the fuck are you smoking, dog? Number 11, Neon. No. This is rage bait. This is complete and utter rage bait. Jason Lewin, KCO, Your Age Adapt. Oh my god, number 18, Pokimane. Does she even stream? The only time I ever hear of her is these like viral clips of her having a midlife crisis and having the dumbest takes known to man. Like, when's the last time you saw like a gaming clip or some shit? I don't know. Number 19, XQC. Okay, XQC below Pokimane is a war crime. Number 22, Hasanabi. Bro's always at the bottom of these lists. And Valkyrie had to make the list. Complex is obviously a regard. If the top 3 is anyone other than Speed, Casey, and Jinxie, it's an irrelevant list. Jesus, Zoomers are fricked if this is the top 25. I don't think this is like objectively top 25. This is some regarded list. Obviously rigged, no Asmon, no burnt peanut. Fake and get, what is this picture? Right, Asmon responded.
Rakai is number 10 over Jason the Ween. Wait, Neon is over Queso? I like Neon, but Neon shouldn't be over Queso. He shouldn't be over XQC. He shouldn't be over Hassan, to be fair. He shouldn't be over Jinxie. Jinxie's like the top streamer on the platform right now. How is Neon number 11? It's so fucking stupid. It's so what is wrong with them? Oh my god. Yeah, it's insane. And how you feel about this? Peanut's all over, except for in the top 5. Well, I think he's probably in there, right? Wait, the burnt peanut isn't even on the list at all? Why? Wait, how do you not have burnt peanut on the list? Oh my god. Oh my god. These people, bro. Kai hasn't streamed in 5... Yeah, when did Kai last stream? September 2025. He hasn't streamed in like 7 months. So how is he the number 2? Like, I love Kai. I think Kai's great. But, like, he's not streaming. He hasn't streamed for 6 months. I mean, what are we doing here? Oh, you're humble. You have to acknowledge that you're not on the list either. Well, again, like, you and I both know why. Stop acting. Well, it's because people like to make up bullshit about different people. I think that's definitely true. And yes, I do think that, again, these are always very subjective. You're part of the friend group type lists. And so, yes, that's really it. I don't know why anybody takes this stuff seriously.
I don't think anybody does care, to be honest. They keep coming out with these lists like every month or something. The only list I care about is QT Cinderella's Stream Awards. That one is totally legit. We totally love that one because it's some great ass content.
Is that a vibration remote in your pocket, or are you just excited to be here?
I'll put it on you later.
Stop with the neon hate. He gives good content and tries harder than any streamers out there. What the fuck? Right, so then Asmon talks about how he won't collab with Twitch streamers and he'll collab with anybody else.
I have to really add a huge asterisk with me hating collabs. The main thing that I hate about collabs is Twitch streamers. Any guy that's not a Twitch streamer, I'm generally open to collab with them. But working and doing stuff with Twitch streamers, they're very, like, so this is the reason why, is that guys that are on, like, for example, Kick or something like that, they don't have the same desire that they feel like they have to always have the right take about things and be like PR acceptable. But like on Twitch, there's much more of like PR pressure that people have. And this is, I think, exclusive to Twitch because like on YouTube, it's not the case. Like I've never had problems with anybody on YouTube. I've never had problems with anybody on TikTok. I've never had problems with anybody on, Kick or anything like that. It's really just Twitch. Twitch really does something weird to people's head. It does. And I don't understand what the fuck it is. Actually, I do. I just don't want to go into it. But ultimately, I just don't want to deal with it.
Okay, I agree that Twitch streamers are degenerates, but let's not act like Kick streamers are any better. What the fuck are you smoking, dog? The entirety of streaming is just garbage, all right? Unfortunately, the people that make it to the top in the streaming field are most of the time just not good people. I feel like that's just how it's set up, to have the narcissistic psychopaths sort of make it to the top. To the people who have the least care about other human beings. It's very few people that get up there and are still likable and have decent personalities. But yeah, I feel like all these platforms have their own problems, right? Twitch streamers are trying to virtue signal. Kick streamers are doing a try not to commit a crime challenge. Like, all these people are just degenerate, all right? And I'd say it's probably a good idea to avoid like 99% of them. Outro, call your mom and say, I love you. This is a good reminder. Tell your mom you love her. It will make her day. Now, I live with my mom, so I do say it every day. You know, I know on the internet it's like, oh, you're a loser for living with your parents after 18. Why? Okay, I actually like my parents and I want to spend as much time as I can with them before they pass. And I get it if you're like being a leech and you're delaying adulthood, but I know how to do chores. I know how to live by myself. I know how to do adult things. I can move out any day. It's just convenient, right? I find this rush to be an adult just crazy to me, right? Chances are life gets really busy later. And, you know, when you do adult things, you start a family, you get kids, you're probably not going to be able to visit that much. So probably enjoy it while you can, right? I don't know why people are so desperate to run away. If you hate your parents, I get it, whatever. But if you actually like your parents, I mean, you know, probably spend more time with them, you know, give them a call, tell them you love them. Great advice. Click this video. Bye-bye.
As well as systematic racism. Oh, is that it? The similar views, all clip channels? Oh, wow, an 8? Wow, that's a lot.
Also, I think he's trying to bait a ban out from Twitch before their viewership caps go into effect on botted channels. I don't even know how Twitch is going to implement that shit. Yeah, if the numbers dip low enough, he'll just go back to ruining gaming communities like before. I think he still does a good deal of that.
I ruin gaming communities already. I do that now anyway. Yeah, I never stop that.
Too. But yeah, he's done a lot of this stuff, right? Yeah, like this. It's true that blacks experience systematic racism. They benefit from it. Blacks and other the other minority groups enjoy preference.
Let's take bets on whether there will be an argument that's presented.
Of course, we're going to be watching this video as well from the Birdman.
The Birdman, right.
The last 3 days, he's been calling you a Muslim terrorist and nothing is happening. Yeah.
Presented.
Of course, we're going to be watching this video as well from the Birdman.
The Birdman, right.
The last 3 days, he's been calling you a Muslim terrorist and nothing is happening. Yeah.
Well, it is weird, though, that you end up falling off on the side of supporting every Muslim terrorist. And also, by the way, I've never called Hassan a terrorist. This is the constant reframing that people like this do. I say that he is a terrorist supporter. And he is a terrorist supporter. He says that he supports groups that are labeled as terrorist groups like the Houthis. It's not even a debatable fact. I don't even... Why are we even having this conversation? He says it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I didn't know that he was doing that, but I'm not surprised. Because, like, I have the top channels up here, right? Every now and then, I'll glance over the top channels, and when Asmongold is live, his thumbnail is almost always my face.
That's
good. He's reacting to a video of me, right? All the fucking time. And his fan base will always say, oh, you talk about Asmongold nonstop. You're obsessed with him. Bitch. Is he baiting for a...
That's the argument? That's the argument. Wait, what?
Because he's reacting to a video of me, right? All the fucking time. And his fan base will always say, oh, you talk about Asmongold nonstop. You're obsessed with him. Bitch. Is he baiting?
That's... I never thought about it that way. That's a great point. So true. Great.
For a Twitch ban to garner controversy? No, because I think the last time he got a Twitch ban, he didn't actually receive the support that he thought he would. Yeah, this is the first time.
Really? I thought a lot of people supported me. People are really positive about it. Honestly, like, I was upset that I got unbanned. I had like 3 more days of video games planned.
The first time I've brought this up, brought Asmongold up.
Yes.
And these are the reasons why he's posting shit like this is because he's trying to desperately maintain relevance. He's trying to grab onto as much relevance as possible. And he's failing to do.
By the way, Hassan is flying all around the world to collab with any political person that will happen to allow him to infect their campaign. And so, what are you talking about? I'm desperately clawing on for relevance. Like, I'm streaming. Obviously, I'm looking for relevance. I do it for fun. I like streaming. What can I say?
Do so. Surely he will talk to you and not just react to clips over you and over for the next week. No, he will do that. He'll make more videos, I assume. I don't know if he's still making videos about me. I haven't really checked in. Again, like I said, lol, what isn't? He gets more views than you on every platform. I love the lone Asmongold warrior in the chat. I'm not entirely certain if that's the case. If we look at the overall YouTube views that I garner from the...
Great. I'm glad you're happy with how well you're doing on YouTube. Okay, what is it? Is it literally just coping and molding about popularity? Is this the entire thing? Like, I don't know how many views he gets. I don't care. I'm not thinking about that. I have no idea.
Asanabi Clips Industrial Complex, certainly between my actual YouTube channel and his. I mean, he's got millions of views. And his latest vid on his channel is a video about you. Huh, of course. So why would he need relevance? I don't know. You should ask him why he constantly fucking talks about me.
Because you're going around saying a bunch of bullshit and you're trying to introduce Muslim identity politics into American society and Western society through the Trojan horse of, oh, well, we just want to help everybody out. No, you don't. You want to push that ideology, and you're using these social programs in order to subsidize the spread of that ideology. That's what you're doing. It's obvious that you're doing that. And that's why you support candidates that are like that. That's why you go and interview a LA mayoral candidate, and you ask her about Israel and Palestine. What the fuck does that have to do with LA? What does it have to do? This is a totally identity-driven movement that you have tried to infect the entire left wing with. And I think it's a bad thing, because here's the reason why. There are a lot of left-wing ideas that I think are valid. And there are a lot of ideologies that I think are valid inside of that. Things like, for example, Medicare for all. But these people don't want Medicare for all for the best interests of Americans. They want Medicare for all so they can enable bringing in more immigrants and then demographically replacing people and then voting based off of those racial demographics. That's the reason why. if you were just focused on, you know, healthcare, and you were just focused on making sure that workers were paid a reasonable wage, then I think more people would agree with you. But whenever you try to inject foreign identity politics into American discussions and try to make, you know, Israel-Palestine a convergent issue